You think men are not serious. Like, I don't
Okay, so
understand how you don't like
women are not
understand that.
serious at that age either, right? You could say that, right? So is it then okay
The
for women
women
who are
that
not
I know,
serious?
I mean, the
Sophia, I
women
appreciate
in
the
my
$3. Thank you so
area,
much.
the women in my area are Muslims, so like we don't do that stuff.
Okay, are the men who are Muslim do that stuff too?
Yes, the Muslim men in
They
my
do
area
that?
do it, and the women do not. Period.
Okay, so then wouldn't
Because
that
we're
just be
not.
them? Wait, wouldn't that just be the Muslim men being hypocritical then?
What do you mean being hypocritical?
Yeah, that's against the Quran, is it not?
It is against the Quran, but the men are the ones that
So
do
then
it.
why are you normalizing behavior that's against your religious texts?
What do you mean?
You're normalizing behavior of men sleeping around with people, right? Right? That is against your religious
It's
text.
not. It's not even so much even about religion in general. Like it's
Wait,
always
are you
been.
religious?
I don't want to talk about my personal thing,
So
but
you are religious and you're normalizing men engaging in sin. That's what you're doing.
men
So
engaging
based
in
upon what
sin.
you care about
Bro,
yourself,
stop saying I'm not
you're promoting
18. I'm
something bad
literally
right now.
18. I'm what?
You're promoting something bad right now, based upon what you believe. Your
No, I'm
Quran,
just
literally the
saying
Quran condemns
the
the
Quran.
behavior
Oh
that
my
you're
God, we're not
normalizing right
talking
now.
about. Okay. I don't know. This is, to be honest.
Yeah, so again, your own book condemns what you're normalizing right now. What do you have to say for that?
I'm not Muslim. Thank you. I said
Okay,
I'm around a lot of Muslims, but I didn't say I am one.
well, you were not saying no to the idea that you didn't believe it, right? So I was assuming that you just didn't want to talk about the fact that you did believe it. So I do
I
take that
mean,
back then.
I'm women should keep themselves pure, and in my opinion, if there is a woman that has a high body count, to me, I view her that she doesn't value herself.
Wait. You did say you were Muslim, didn't you?
No, I'm
Like
not
I
Muslim.
swear you did say that.
Bro,
There
can
was
I?
someone in the chat that also mentioned. I must have misheard. I apologize.
Anyways, back to what I was saying. I said I feel like if there is a girl with a high body count, like
She
for
did. She
example,
did. Oh, okay. Yeah.
for example, last year, if I'm in high school and there's a girl with a high body count,
Okay,
to be
you said
honest,
it. You said it. You literally said you were Muslim. So
I
like, come
feel,
on.
bro, I
Now you're
have
lying. Now
interest
you're
in
lying. This is
no,
also
I
a
have
sin.
interest in the religion, but I have not converted to it, so I don't consider myself that.
Wait, I thought you said that you were earlier. So did you mistakenly say that?
No, I have interest in the religion. Just because you have the freaking
You said we, right?
what do you mean?
When you were referring to them, you were like, we are Muslim in this area, right?
Yes, but my parents aren't Muslim. My parents are Catholic. When I'm saying we, meaning like
Wait.
me and most of my friends, they're like, oh
Oh,
my God.
you and most of your friends? Okay, so you were saying that you
I'm
were
referring
Muslim.
to my friends. That's basically what I was trying to say.
Okay, so then you misspoke. It's fine.
Yeah, my friends are Muslim, but my parents are Catholic, and I'm the one that has interest in Islam. But I've not taken my shahada, so I can't say I'm Muslim.
Okay.
And the fact how people think that they know what I am is kind of funny, but go off. So, just because I have that doesn't necessarily make me Muslim. I haven't taken the shahada yet. I just have interest in it. That's
Wait, why
it.
haven't you?
Because I need to know more about the religion before I convert.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Can't you convert and then learn more about it?
I feel like that's, I mean, yeah, you can, but I prefer to have more knowledge about it before I take the shahada.
Okay.
I mean, you're atheist, so you don't really have a lot of room to talk. You should at least pray something in life, and you don't worship anything. So
Yeah, why do I need to worship something?
you don't care about your afterlife? You don't care about what's going to happen to you?
How do you know that there's an afterlife?
So you're telling me that people that are religious worship nothing?
I don't think that there's any evidence that they're worshiping something.
So you're
Like
telling me
something
that
that, like,
Islam
actually
and
exists, yeah.
Christianity has no form of evidence behind it. Is that what you're saying?
No sufficient evidence. Absolutely.
So in Islam, when they talk about the seas, about how those two seas cross paths and how that was in history, so you're telling me that that is not a form of evidence?
There were people that were like going on the sea and those types of trade routes prior, and there were also brackish water.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
So that's what it's referring to as brackish water. But We can talk about religion as well. I have another topic for religion as well.
No, I don't really like associate with with atheists because I think like you guys need help. Like you guys should pray something.
So
Are
you're
your-
not.
no,
So you are
your parents-
religious.
Are your parents religious?
So you are religious, and yes, they are.
Okay, so what happened to you?
What happened to me?
You just
I
decided one
critically
day-
thought. I critically thought.
So you just decided one day I'm not religious?
It wasn't just one day I decided. It was over time I realized that it was bullshit.
Oh, so the name God in itself and what it stands for is bullshit. Okay.
As it relates to different Abrahamic religions, yeah.
What are your parents, if
Absolutely.
you don't mind me asking? Are they Christian? Mm-hmm. So do you debate them about their religion and what they believe in?
I don't typically debate them now.
Why not?
Because that would be like a religious something that I think that they should have to come to me for. That's why I do lives, right? People come to me, right?
I mean, here's what I'm gonna say. So, would you have defined yourself as a Christian growing up? I'm confused. Like, when did you decide, oh, I don't like religion?
I was like probably like 17, 18, and I just realized that I couldn't make sense of the fact that a God is all loving and saying, and trying to coerce me to go to heaven or trying to coerce me to believe in them, saying, oh, if you don't believe in me, I'm going to send you to hell, right? Like your God's threatening torture, right? If I don't believe in them and do what they say, right? That's coercion. That's not consentful. That's forceful. That's not loving. Do you coerce people you love?
What do you mean?
Do you coerce people you love?
Like, explain that.
But Jackie, I'm just asking you a simple question. Is there a circumstance where you coerce people that you love?
You're basically saying that God isn't loving. That doesn't make any sense.
Well, I think it's hard to reconcile that idea. Yeah.
I mean, of course, any God is gonna be higher than us. Like, God is the Almighty. Like, He's the Creator.
Wait,
He's
so
everything.
I have a question, right? Your God says, believe in me or go to hell, or like do what I say or go to hell. If I told my girlfriend, have a relationship with me or I'm going to torture you, is that consentful or is that abusive?
How are you gonna? Well,
It's abusive, right? So do you
I
agree
don't-
that the behavior your God is engaging in is abusive?
I mean, God doesn't kill. There's no proof that God has killed anyone, so I don't know what you're talking about.
No proof that God has killed anyone?
Yeah, you're
I
acting
never, I
like
never,
God.
I never
Well,
said
you're
kid. I said
saying, like-
so. Hell is torture, right? So your God says,
believe-
"Do what I
I mean,
say, or
I
go to
don't-
hell."
So you don't believe that there's a hell?
No, I don't believe in a hell.
So you believe that you just like float up in the air or something after you die?
I don't know what happens to me after I die.
Okay, so you don't think? Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna get into
Wait,
this.
wait, what do you mean? Come on.
No,
Don't
no,
run
no.
away.
I'm
Don't
not gonna
don't
get
be
into
scared.
this because you don't believe in anything. Like
I don't
you
believe in
should
anything.
believe that there
I'm
is
sorry. I need
something out there
evidence.
that-
My bad. I don't believe in
No,
mystical,
no, no. You should
magical
believe
fairy
that there's
tales. I need
something
evidence.
out there. You should believe that there's something out there.
Okay, well then give me evidence.
I literally just told you about the seas, and you're over there like,
That's not evidence, right?
Oh my
that's,
God.
that's knowledge that they could have at the time.
I mean, I don't understand like how your family can be religious and then something happened with you. Like, I don't know.
It's called critical thought. You should pick it up sometime.
No, I mean, how old are you?
I'm 21.
Okay, that's probably why. But
What do you mean? That's probably a why.
that's probably like the big reason why.
Because I'm 21.
Yeah,
Aren't you like around my age?
I'm 18, and people over here saying I'm like 14. Like, I have a voice that's young, but I'm 18. So,
Yes,
no,
I don't
you
I
just-
don't get
I
your
don't know
point.
what
So
happened.
like
Like,
you're
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 like-
you're 3 years younger than me. So
yeah, I'm 3 years younger than you, but I believe that there's something out there. I believe in a God, and there's nothing wrong with that.
oh, so now you do believe in a God. Earlier you
I
said you
literally
didn't. Now
just
you
said
do.
that I'm learning about a religion, Islam. So duh. And I literally
Wait,
said
what
my
God?
family
Oh,
is
so
Catholic,
you believe in a God that is not Allah?
and my family is Catholic.
Wait, Jackie. So you believe in a God that is not Allah?
Bro, what do you mean I believe in a God that's not Allah?
Yeah. Do you believe in a God that is not Allah?
No, my parents do. I don't.
So you believe in Allah?
If I'm learning about the religion, yes. You could say that, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. But you just haven't submitted your will to the God yet.
Correct.
Okay. Why
I
not?
don't understand how that's like confusing. If I'm gonna change a whole religion, I want to know everything before I sit there and claim it.
You're not going to be able to know everything about
There's
it.
nothing, okay, but there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I mean, I'm just like, I typically at this point you would consider yourself, right? I mean, once you go through the practice. Yeah, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. But I mean, fine. Again, but the religion, if you want to abide by it, says and condemns the behavior that you were normalizing, right? You were normalizing men, right, engaging in sin, right? Something that it seems like, given your values, given what you want to believe, right, is something that you consider to be bad.
Okay. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say to this. Like, you don't even believe there's a God, so there's no point of talking about Islam, no point of talking about Christianity.
Well, because you can't justify it? Well, then why would you say it's justified basis for how you live your life,
I'm just
what you
saying,
decide to
you
do in
should
your life,
believe
what you
that
think
there's
is going to
something
happen
out
to you?
there.
If you
should
can't
believe there's
justify
something
it,
out there.
if you can't justify it, why should you believe it? Why should anyone believe it?
That doesn't make any sense, but go off.
If you
That's
can't
what you will.
justify it, well, okay, I believe that you are a murderer.
Okay,
Am I justified in that?
you can think that. Go
Or
for
do
it.
I need evidence for that assertion?
You don't need evidence. You could think it.
I don't need evidence? I'm justified?
Yeah, you could think it. People, yeah.
Okay. I believe that you've watched child porn, right? Am I
Child
justified
porn?
in
What is
believing that you
child-
have watched child
Whoa,
porn?
whoa, what is child corn?
Yeah, I believe that you have watched it. Okay? Okay, am I justified in that belief?
Okay, and I believe Drake's purple, but you know what? I don't care.
You see how you have no evidence and you need justification?
I think Drake's purple. We'll go with that. How
Jackie,
about
so you
that?
see how you need justification?
I mean, I don't, bro. I can't with you.
You see how you need evidence to justify a claim? You see how you can't just believe in things with no evidence?
I'm told you. I think Drake's purple. You
Yeah,
need evidence.
I don't
to-
believe
you
that
need
to be true.
evidence
I
to
don't believe
see
that's a justified standard to confirm things to be true. Based upon your own standard, you just critiqued yourself. You can believe that he's purple based upon faith. You just critiqued yourself. Thank you very much. I like how you just reduct you ad absurdum to yourself. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Bro, at this point, you're talking to yourself. Like, I don't know.
I'm talking to the chat. You know, there's 6,000 people in the room, right? I'm not talking to myself.
Yeah,
What are
all
you
your
talking
little
about?
fans, all your little followers, people that try to idolize you, right? And you say you don't even believe in a God. Girl, bye.
What? How is that? Was that
These
supposed
are
to be
all
like
your
contradictory?
little fans, like your little minion people.
These are all not minions. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the chat. They think they're doing something.
What do you mean? Just being here? Oh, are you just
No,
angry
they
that they're
don't-
here?
Like, Jackie's 12 years old. Jackie's this.
Dude,
like, bro.
you think that those are not people that like are like subscribers to me or like people that like
Well, you
help me
literally
out?
just said thank you for subscribing, bro. You literally just said that. Like,
yeah, to a
2
person,
seconds
not
ago.
to the person who did that.
Bro, these people are weird. Your little minions, bro, I swear. You,
My little minions?
Bro, these are like little minions, bro. Like, I love when people hate on me. No, actually, like, I get something out of this because, like, it's funny. Like, low-key, this is funny to me. So,
It's hilarious to me and the people in the chat too, right? Like it
I mean,
seems
I
it
didn't say
seems like
anything funny, just 'cause I
you're
can't
using this
actually-
as a defense mechanism.
no, I just think that, you know, I just think they're ridiculous, but go off. Like,
Minions assemble.
I mean, you kind of look like a minion, not gonna lie.
Me?
Yeah, a little bit.
How do I look
You know,
like a
with the
minion?
hair, like,
The hair? My hair makes me look like a minion?
yeah.
What sense does that make? What minion has my hair? What? Now, Jackie, that didn't even make any sense.
No, it does make sense if you look like a minion.
Have you watched Despicable Me?
Have you?
Yes.
Yeah, you look like a minion.
I obviously don't, but sure. Like, I mean, I would accept it if it was actually real. Like, it would, if it was funny, I would accept it. But that's not even funny. It just sounds like you're just like mad and you're trying to grasp onto straws.
Low key, I just came out here for entertainment. I don't take any of this seriously.
Because you have no real beliefs.
No,
You don't know how to
it's not even
justify
that.
anything.
It's not even that. I just find it crazy how you think by going on TikTok you can prove a point by doing that.
Yeah, and many points have been proven.
I mean,
Jackie,
that's what
you're
you
just
can think.
you just live
You're-
under a rock.
No, I
Welcome,
don't
welcome
live
to the
under a-
21st
no,
century.
no.
7,000 people are listening to what we're saying right now. Yes, absolutely, that influences people. I'm sorry to break it to you. Yes, it does.
Okay, well, I gotta go because I have to go see Drake, Purple Drake. Okay, bye.
Oh, are you running away? Oh, Jackie, don't run away. Oh, she left. She ran away. Ah, fuck. All right, we're gonna go into the next person. Tap that screen, everyone. Let's run up to 500,000 likes. If you like my content, follow me if you're ready. We go live literally every single day. If you like my content, follow me if you have not already, everyone. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. Let's go into the next person. Please only send a guest request if you do disagree, y'all. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Yeah, it doesn't look. Yeah, yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 40.
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men?
I think it should matter for women more than it matters for men. It matters
Why
for
so?
both, but I think it should matter more for women.
Why so?
Because men and women are different, right? And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, me and you are different. Well, me and you are more similar than you and a woman or me and a woman, correct?
Okay, well, my siblings, my sister is more similar to me than you are.
Do you have the same reproductive organs as your sister?
I don't think that's how I would qualify how
The answer is no.
No, I would say that we have more similar personalities, likely
We
speaking,
have
because
the
we grew up in
same-
the. Wait, hold up. By blood, we're more similar. We have more
Okay.
similar personalities because we grew up in the same place. We probably have similar
talking
ways
about-
we
we're
develop
talking-
relationships. I appreciate
Are
Amanda.
any
Thank you
of
for the
those-
subscription. I appreciate it because we have similar relationships that we've had with our parental
Parker.
figure.
Parker, are any of those differences going to change your mating strategy?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. The answer
So
to
are you asking if there's a relevant difference? So I can then ask you, what's the relevant difference between men and women? That means that a high body count should matter more for women comparative to a
Okay.
man.
I'll answer your question. Since you wouldn't answer mine, I'll answer my question.
What question did I answer?
Do you and your sister have the same reproductive organs?
No, we do not.
Okay, so that's a major difference. That's a biological distinction. Okay, we can move on. Because of that biological distinction, evolutionary biology, evolutionary psychology tells us that men and women have different mating strategies. Men can impregnate 1,000 women in a year. A woman can get pregnant 1.5 times every 9 months, right? So 1.5 times a year, correct? Now, because of that strategy, evolutionary biology tells us that it is counterproductive for a woman to have be promiscuous or have a high body count. Let's go back to just the state of nature. Back in the days, if you were a woman and you need protection during your pregnancy because you are extremely vulnerable physically from the saber-toothed tiger, let's just say, or the other men.
Deets, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much.
Now, if you have multiple men, none of those men could establish paternity, which means one of those men might directly unalive you and your child, or they might just abandon you to the cold and let whatever happens to you happen to you. It's not in their reproductive interest. Whereas for men, it's a completely not reproductive interest because we don't have to carry the baby. We're not weak. We have sperm is infinite. We can impregnate as many women as we can.
It's not infinite. Can you? Do you want to have a conversation?
I understand. But yeah, hold on. Let me make my point. So all we need is some Cialis and a Red Bull, and we get married. We could impregnate 1,000 women a year, right?
No, you're not gonna impregnate 1,000 people in a year. That's not what's gonna happen.
I said you could.
Yeah, sure, right.
Okay.
But yeah, someone also could get pregnant and have a miscarriage and get pregnant again and have a miscarriage, so they can get pregnant more than 1.5 times. Appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. In a year, as it relates to saying women, it's counterproductive for them to be promiscuous. I can just ask you about an infertile woman. Does an infertile woman's body count matter the same as a man?
To society, yes. And we
To
can
society, yes. Wait, I'm asking about you, not about society.
does a woman that can't
Like, how do you think things
to
should
me,
matter?
Yeah, sure, it does matter because it shows other things besides it being counterproductive.
So it matters the same as other women, or it matters the same
No.
as men?
It matters for different reasons. Like if a woman can get pregnant, it matters for that reason, and it matters for other reasons. For example, her own mental and emotional. There's a lot of mental and emotional at disadvantages to women. Like women report significantly more negative emotional men than men when it comes to casual sex, including loneliness,
More negative, like emotional responses to it.
Yeah, and this is and like
Yeah, can you give me a source for that?
sure.
Like on average?
Yeah. Is the National Institute of Health, the National Library of Medicine, a good enough source for you?
I'm asking what the title is.
I'm asking you because I don't want you to, push the goalpost after I give you the title. The title's called.
Well, I mean, I'm going to look at the conditions of the study, like that's on in the
okay.
National Institute. That's just going to be like a database.
Okay, but doesn't this database publish peer-reviewed?
Yeah. Typically does publish peer reviewed. I mean, not everything on there is peer reviewed, but typically it is.
True. Okay, typically. I'll take typically. It's called Was It Good for You? Gender Differences in Motives and Emotional Outcomes Following Casual Sex.
Was it good for you? Gender. And what does it say the influences are for this behavior? Is it like social influences and stigmatization?
Well, there's both, right? There's psychological, social influences, and I could, tell you about that. And there's the
Yeah. So what are the biological influences? Because the social influences, we would argue, just aren't necessarily inherent to people who are men or women, right? So in a should sense, right, we should destigmatize those particular notions.
This is what it says for biological. It is important to note that the findings is consistent with research from an evolutionary perspective, which suggests that women experience more regret than men because short-term sexual relationships are considered less advantageous for women's reproductive success and conversely advantageous for men's reproductive success. So just from a biological standpoint, men have the advantage when it comes to casual sex. And it's good.
Wait, so what do you mean? So just like you're saying that like men don't. Okay, so I'll ask you this question: in the case in which a woman does respond more positively than a man in the context of casual sex, would her body count then not matter as much as the man?
Well, you're talking about a minority. Let's talk about what the research says.
No, I'm just asking. In that particular circumstance, would you hold to that still?
That's an anomaly, but yes, it wouldn't matter.
So it matters more for the man comparative to the woman?
That would be one less reason why it matters, but again, there's more reasons we're going to get into why it would still matter. So we're going to have to go through the whole thing.
So would it matter more for the man than the woman in that scenario?
If what?
So in that scenario, would it matter more for the man than the woman? Thank you.
You get a baby point, Parker. All right.
No, I'm sorry, but that's you're literally grasping for straws, bro.
I'm grasping for straws when I'm bringing nothing but facts. Okay.
No, you're not.
Let's go to the next point. And then we haven't even started on the good stuff yet, Parker. Men regard a high quantity of short-term partners as highly desirable, whereas women desire the ability for a partner to provide immediate resources and the potential for him to become a long-term partner. That's backing up the claim that it's evolutionary biology that's at play for this high body count promiscuity thing. Women themselves are saying that they want one man to provide resources.
Leah, thank you for subscription. I appreciate it.
And to be a long-term partner. Okay? And so they have all these negative consequences. Not only that, Parker, women are much more, significantly more correlated with substance abuse dependency and promiscuity and high body count compared to men. What do you have to say about that?
Wait, say that one more time.
Women, there's a strong association between a high body count, promiscuity, and alcohol, but also drug abuse dependency disorder.
And what about for men?
Significantly less, statistically.
Where did you see that?
I'll give you the article, don't worry. I'm not one of these bots, Parker.
I mean, you can try.
And you can fail.
I mean, also, couldn't you just say that women are more likely to experience like negative feelings associated with like hookup experiences with men because men are just not good at having sex? I'm just kidding. That's a troll, by the way.
That's because, well, anyway, I don't want to get into that. But you're right. 80 to 90% of men will orgasm. About 40.
Dude.
Well, OG.
I was trolling, but it's partially true.
No, I'm just telling you the facts. Okay, let me get to the other part, which is a great study you're gonna like. This one is called "The Relationship Between Multiple SEX Partners and Anxiety, Depression, and Substance Dependence Disorders."
Wait, so the relationship between what?
Multiple SEX partners and anxiety, depression, and substance dependence disorder. And you're not going to like this one. So while you're looking that up, let me read one of the bullet points. This study,
I have a question. Is the relationship statistically significant?
I just told you that.
No, I asked
We're
you
gonna
if
get to
it's
that.
so the first thing that comes up is there's no significant association between number of partners and later anxiety and depression.
And you didn't get to now. Keep
That's the
reading,
first thing that
Parker.
comes up on NIH.
Now keep reading, Parker. Now, did I say anything about anxiety or depression, or did I say substance abuse dependency? Oh,
Oh, I didn't know what that was you were referencing. That was the title. I didn't hear it fully.
Read before you make claims, Parker. Now let me read.
Wait, what do you mean? Wait, you didn't you refer to anxiety and depression?
You're disputing a claim I never made. But anyway, this
Oh, then
study-
I thought you said anxiety. I thought you did.
I told you the title of the article, Parker.
Maybe it was just in the title of the article. I thought you did say it before, though.
No,
That's my bad.
I said, chat. Did I say substance abuse dependency, or did I say anxiety and depression? And I never said that. The only time I said that was when I was reading the title, so you could search it. But anyway, this study established a strong association between number of SEX partners and later substance disorder, especially for women, which persisted beyond prior substance use and mental health problems.
No, you didn't say that there's a statistically significant distinction.
Okay, we'll get to that. That's just one thing. We'll get to that. For women, there was statistically significant associations between numbers.
Where do you see this at?
Just search for what I'm saying.
Okay.
For women, there were statistically. Then we can move on, because I actually came with some homework, Parker. I'm not one of the bots.
I just looked up 4 women.
There were statistically, for women, comma, there were statistically.
Okay, where statistically significant associations between the number of sexual partners.
Actually, you should read it to your audience. You read that to your audience.
Yeah. So because analyses, hold up.
Why won't you read that part? Let me read it.
Because analyses showed significant interaction by gender, results shown are separately for men and women. For women, there were statistically significant associations between numbers of sexual partners and substance dependence disorder for
So
all
that's
age
what we're
periods of the
looking for,
ratio.
statistically. Wait.
For men, this was true at ages 21 and 32, but not age 26. Women, okay, so this is also true for men, except for not at age 26.
Did you just say, where is it to statistically significant? And it says exactly verbatim.
Listen. Right, listen to
what
the
did it say?
sentence right after that.
I know you're looking for.
It says no, dude. I'm literally just reading the fucking thing. Okay, you didn't read. You're the one that's cherry picking and you're not looking at it. The only point is that when it's not at 26. Okay, so it says for men this was true.
Keep reading.
Yeah.
Keep reading the whole thing. That part specifically. Read it.
Women. Are you talking about the next thing after 26?
After where you stopped.
Yeah. So
Let me bring
women
up-
reporting more than we didn't even got to that part yet. Women reporting more than 2.5 partners per year had much greater odds of being diagnosed with substance dependence disorder than those. Wait, hold up. Than those with only one or no partners at each age. Adjusted odd ratios, 95% confidence intervals were this respectively. This effect was strong at age 32, but this was based on small numbers. Further predictive models show that ages 21, 26, and 32, although having multiple sex partners, followed by substance disorders for both genders. Men were more likely than women to have a disorder when they had no or few sex partners, whereas women more than approximately 10 partners in the same time were much more likely to have a disorder than men.
So the exact opposite. Women were getting.
No, so the only context is that what's it called? Let me look at the data. Give me one
All
second.
right. Let me read from it while you look.
So you see
Hold on,
a
let me
difference in the
keep
number of partners after what is this? After 10, but it doesn't show to be significant.
It just said, okay,
They don't have
Let me read all of what it says.
a thing,
Let me read what it really says. Increasing numbers.
and that's for 18 to 20.
Listen, Parker. Increasing numbers of SEX partners were associated with increasing risk of substance dependence disorder at all.
Wait, I have a question.
Can I finish the point?
No, hold on. I have a question. Based upon your standard here, is it the case that if a man has a 5 body count and a woman has a 5 body count, that the man's 5 body count matters than the woman's 5 body count?
Is there a significant difference between a man with 5 body counts and a woman? Other research.
Yeah, it's the same difference as what you see at 20.
I don't know what you're referring to. You gotta show me or tell me where it's at. Okay, the chart. What chart is
The
what?
difference here at 5 is the same as the difference here at 20. right? Would you say that a man who has a 5 body count should be looked at in a more negative connotation than a woman who has a 5 body count?
No, the woman should and is looked at as in a worse situation.
Even though the results are worse for men. So you don't care about the results of the study then. You specifically care about when it's a woman.
What is the tell me what you were reading so I can search for it in the article, because it's long.
It's literally the graph.
No,
Figure 1. Go to figure 1.
Before that, where you were saying that.
Oh no, go to figure 1. Figure 1 is what I'm looking at, okay? So again, at 5 partners, right, a man's body count should matter more than a woman's, right? But it's based upon the standard that you're talking about here, but you don't hold to that. So it sounds like this standard that you're using isn't a justified standard to say that it should matter for women, but not for men.
Oh, this is what you left out. Although having multiple partners increased the odds of substance dependence disorder for both, the probability of a disorder was higher for men with up to 10 partners in the same period compared to women. This is the part you left out. However, with more than 10 partners, the probability of a disorder was substantially higher among women.
I did say that. I actually did. I read that. Dion, I read that.
Hold on, Parker. Let me finish. This trend was repeated over approximately a decade from early 20s to early 30s. Although substance dependence and multiple partners were more common among men than women at each age, the relationship between multiple partners and substance dependence was stronger for women at each age. I don't know how much more facts.
Wait, at each age, that's not true. If you look at figure 1, that's not true.
This is what they're saying in the same article. Maybe you're reading.
Look, figure 1. Literally look at figure 1.
And look where it says SEX differences in the author's damn article, partner.
Yeah, no. If you can literally, dude, read this right now. Literally read figure 1. Figure 1, it literally shows opposite.
So you're saying that the researchers and the people that wrote the article are not.
I don't know what you're reading right now, but figure 1 specifically says.
I can tell you what I'm reading. I don't know.
I am literally looking at the graph. Okay.
Okay, and you're claiming that 5 bodies worth whatever you're claiming.
Look at it.
Mm-hmm.
The
Okay.
disparity that you see at 5 bodies is the same as you see at 20. Actually, it's smaller at 20 than it is for 5 bodies.
And
so
then
again, a man with a 5 body count, it should matter more than a woman with a 5 body count.
But it doesn't. And you're ignoring the part where they say it's a significant. Why can't you just admit that it's a significant, stronger association between substance abuse dependency and a higher body count, especially with over 10 partners?
I said that. I literally read that, Dion.
Okay, let me finish. Right underneath that, studies have shown that there is an increasing similarity between the behavior of young men and women, as well as patterns of substance abuse. These results suggest that although women may behave in a manner similar to men, they may nevertheless experience more dissonance between their behavior and both their own expectations as well as societal gender role expectation. Gender differences in relation to attitudes include difference towards casual SEX. Men are generally more accepting of casual and hold more permissive attitudes than women.
These are all social attitudes you're talking about there.
Yeah, and we're dealing in reality.
Yeah, so if it's all related to social attitudes and stigmatizations,
no,
these are not biological. These are
not, Parker. It's not all related. We just went over the biological reasons why it did it, and I supported it with facts. Let me go back and
remember the one that you're referencing. We have multiple different things. I was just studying the basis for it. It was just social, and regardless of whether or not it's social or biological.
Parker, do you believe in evolutionary biology?
Can I please finish?
Yeah.
Yes, I believe in evolutionary biology, but I don't think that evolutionary biology tells us how we ought to act.
Okay, but listen.
That's what you're not understanding.
Okay, but listen to the study.
Hey man, you literally are not letting me finish, but I've let you finish. So would you like to?
Go ahead, Parker.
Okay. So regardless of whether or not these are social or biological factors, that doesn't tell us how we should act, right? It might indicate that there are particular outcomes as it relates to things, right? But it doesn't tell us how we should act necessarily.
So you don't think that?
So again, if you're going to look at specifically the outcomes as it relates to what I brought up. Hey man.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So if you look specifically at figure 1, like I was referencing, and that you are failing to respond to, that I've asked multiple times already, 5 body count for a man, should that matter more than a 5 body count for a woman?
Let me go look at figure 1. Number of partners, 18 to 20 years. Number of partners. Which one are we talking about? 18
5 body count.
21, 25?
You can look 21, 25. That's fine. Any of these are fine to look at.
Men.
We could also make claims that like about different ages and
look how it
whatnot.
goes up after 10 though, Parker. Look at the difference. Look at the statistics.
Yeah, I'm not disputing that. I never said that it wasn't.
I concede that point that under 5 shouldn't matter. But look how much.
No, not shouldn't matter. It should matter more for men comparative to women.
But it doesn't. And other
No,
research,
no. I want you to listen to what I'm asking. Under your own worldview, it should be the case that a body count that is 5 should matter more than a woman's body count who's 5. Is that your worldview?
What's the amount of number of partners? Hold on, let me read this. Predicted probability of substance-dependent disorder from a large amount of recording number of partners and interaction. Report numbers of partners used as a continuous variable and restricted with those partners. Minus the p-value shown is for the interaction term. And you're saying 5 is the same. I don't see that. Where do you see 5 being this? I don't even see that in this chart. Show me where it is. I see 0 to 31, and it's not the case for 18 to 20.
That's not true. You can look at 18 through 20. It is the case.
It says that. Not only
You can literally look at the graph.
I'm looking at the graph. For 18 to 20, 0 for men to 10. The probability increases. It's hard to see this shit.
You can literally read the graph.
Yeah. It's
So the difference you see between 0 and a 10 for the first graph is similar to what you see between like 10 and 20. Okay. So again, in that same sort of context, can you please engage? If you don't, I'm just going to go on to the next person.
Well, I've already established that, Parker. You admitted it. There's this is what you're saying. The higher the body count.
Description, I appreciate. Thank you
You're
so much.
saying high body count doesn't matter when we both established that.
Wait, when I said a high body count should matter the same for men and women.
You're saying a high body count shouldn't matter for women.
For the same for men and women.
But what
Kobe, I appreciate the Venmo. Thank you so much.
But what we've established is higher body counts in women matter more because they're more susceptible to STI, STDs. Higher body counts in women matter more because they're more associated with substance abuse disorder. The higher it goes, the more likely they are to have.
Once you're talking the particular one, and I'm not saying it matters more because of those characteristics. You're saying it matters because of those characteristics, but then you're contradicting yourself based on those characteristics because of this scenario. And also, again, correlation doesn't equal causation. So someone could have this characteristic and not have these types of issues. If they don't have these issues, given the fact that this is the case, well, then wouldn't that tell you that that like you would still be okay with being with this person?
A strong association. That's what it says. A strong association, significantly, especially for women. That's what it says, right? So
a strong association. Yeah, the correlation does not equal causation.
I understand that. Just a strong association. So if you had a strong association with flying and being unalive, would you risk that? If there's a strong association by flying that you might be unalive, would you take that? Would you take that gamble?
If I don't get anything out of flying, probably not.
Would you recommend that a woman should sleep?
I mean, actually, it depends on how likely. Wait. Just because there would be a strong association doesn't mean that like that would happen necessarily when I do this.
Yeah, I
you
know.
could say that there is a correlation between people getting on flying in planes and dying. There's a correlation between people dying when they go into cars.
Let me ask you a question. You've agreed that the higher the body count, the more mental and emotional consequences are for women. The more
and for men.
Significantly more for women. The more
once you pass, if you're talking the particular things in your study that you're particularly referencing, I haven't seen other studies. Only basing it on your particular study after 50. Can I please, dude? You want me to respond? I'll respond. If not, I'm gonna go on to the next person.
Go ahead.
Okay, so after 15, right, you could say that based upon your study, if we're not looking at anything only on the basis of correlation, right, that there would be more of those outcomes on a correlative basis, right? That does not mean I would think it matters more, though, right?
Okay. So
and I showed how you don't think that it matters more because you don't hold to that exact same standard as it relates to the difference in outcomes prior to 10 or prior to 15. Okay, where you would have to say that for a majority of the overall people in society, it would matter more for men comparative to women in your should standard.
Okay, let me pose a question to you. Let's say both a man and a woman have 20 bodies, right? Now, would you tell a woman to have 20 bodies when you know that it increases her chance of STDs? It increases her chance.
I'm not telling a woman to have a 20 body count or not to.
Hold on. Let me finish the question. Knowing what you know, which is that there's a strong.
Wait, Dion. Actually, you actually said something wrong. Just because it is the case that these two things are correlated does not mean that if someone has a higher body count, that means that they are going to do that. It would be the case that they would just have an experienced increase of risk based on who they are, not necessarily that characteristic. You have to demonstrate causation to say that them engaging in this increases the chance.
What I'm saying is there's a higher probability, Parker, just like there's a higher probability with the higher the body count, the increase of divorce or the increase of marital dissatisfaction or the increase of cheating.
Yeah, but that doesn't, again, correlation does not equal causation. So that does not mean that if they engage in this behavior, that's going to cause them to experience this.
If you have a high likelihood, of being unalived by falling off a building, does that mean that you're gonna be unalive every time you fall off the building? No, you just have a high likelihood of it. Would you advise somebody to jump off that building?
Wait, this isn't necessarily a high likelihood.
It says a strong association, but anyway.
Strong association does not mean a high likelihood of happening.
This is my question. Knowing that the higher the body count, we're talking about a woman with 20 plus bodies. The higher the body count, it shouldn't matter. The higher the body count, the higher the mental and emotional consequences, the adverse emotional and mental consequences. The higher the chance of STDs and being affected by STIs. The higher the chance of substance abuse dependency disorder. With all of these factors, also the higher the chance of being unalive or your seed not being protected because the man can't establish paternity and infidelity and all that other stuff. So all of these negative consequences, whether they're due to biology or socialization, they are. So knowing all these negative consequences, would you still recommend that a woman should have over 20 bodies?
I'm not making a claim that someone should have over 20 bodies. I never made that claim.
I'm asking you a question.
Or that anyone. I think it'd be morally neutral, right, for me to make a claim like that.
Morally neutral when you know all the negative consequences.
Yeah. No, like I'm not making claims about how people ought to act outside of the context. When I say things like this, like it would matter. We're talking in the context of things that like we would want in a relationship. Typically, right? It'd be like, oh, I would want someone that has comparative values to my own, right?
Would you want a
So
woman
you're looking for something that is similar to yourself.
Would you want a woman that has a substance abuse disorder?
What? Yeah, I could want a woman that has a substance abuse disorder. Yes.
Even though you know that this substance abuse disorder leads to risky sexual behavior and all these other negative outcomes, you would want that?
I could still want to be with someone who has that. Absolutely. Right? Because these things are just associated. Does not mean that one caused the other.
Do you think most?
Right? Like for example, if my girlfriend.
Can I finish my point? Can I finish my point?
Dion, you've cut me off every single fucking time I've spoke. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Be quiet. Turn your mic off. Okay.
You just want to get out of the debate, so you want me to say this?
No, if I want to get out of the debate, I can kick you off the live right now. You asked me a question, I'm answering your damn question, right? If you want to hear the answer, sit down and be quiet, right, and listen to the answer, right, or get the fuck off my live. Your choice.
Go ahead, because you're just looking for an out. Go ahead.
I'm not looking for any out. I'm giving you the chance to speak. If I want an out, I'll just kick you off my live. I don't give a shit.
Okay, I'm so scared.
Do you know how many people were spamming kick in my comment section? I could have easily just been, I'm just gonna kick him off because people don't want him on the live. I kept engaging in the conversation because I actually care about engaging with the material. You fucking don't, and I proved you don't.
What was your point?
As it relates to what? Which one?
The one
because I have to be able to explain that to you because you can't fucking actually like let me engage.
The one that you just said about before you went on that rant about me kicking.
Yeah, I said I don't remember. Can you remind me?
Oh, you would recommend, you said I gave you a hypothetical where you know that there's all these higher probability chances of these negative outcomes happening, and you would want a woman with a substance abuse disorder. Do you think most men want a girlfriend?
I could still want someone who has a substance abuse disorder. Yes, that can happen.
Let's talk reality.
I'm not specifically going out looking for people who have substance abuse disorders. That would be crazy. That would be manipulative. But I could absolutely want to be with someone who has a substance abuse disorder. Yeah.
Okay, that's you. Do you think most men want a woman with a substance abuse disorder?
Most men could be with someone who has a substance abuse disorder.
Do you think most men want a woman with a substance abuse disorder?
I don't think people are out there looking for women who have substance abuse disorders.
Do you think that most men,
I don't think that women are out there looking for men who have substance abuse disorders.
The operative word is want. Do you think men want a woman with a substance abuse?
If that's what you mean by want, sure.
So they do. They want an alcoholic. They want
again. No, no, I'm saying people are not looking for these things, and that would mean that people don't want these things typically, right? But that doesn't mean that someone couldn't like
Parker,
be
you
with
can't-
someone who has this.
You can't even.
I don't think that it's like desirable to have a substance abuse.
Oh, so it's not morally neutral then, right?
I don't know what you mean by no. Just because it's not like there are two senses of desirable, right? I desire chocolate over vanilla, but that doesn't mean that it's more.
Which would you like
it's like
more?
it's like immoral to eat chocolate.
Which would you like more?
I mean vanilla.
Parker, which would you like more? The woman with the alcoholic woman, or the woman that doesn't drink?
The person who doesn't drink would be more similar to me.
Okay, I think that would be more preferential for most men too. I think most men would want a woman who isn't an alcoholic or a white powder head because of all these reasons. Because they're easier to cheat. They're more likely to cheat. They have more risky behavior.
No, those wouldn't be my reasons. My reasons would be like I just don't drink.
So you don't care that she might go out and she's alcoholic and men might take advantage of her because she's always passed out drunk?
Yeah, so that would be a concern I have for someone getting like hurt, but that would be for a man too. Right? If I have a friend who's getting passed out drunk at the bar,
Parker.
right, I would make sure that they're okay as well.
Did you go to college?
Yeah, I'm in college.
Okay, so you know that men pass out drunk all the time, and the only thing bad that happens to them is people draw stuff on their face.
No, there are bad things that happen to men as well. They're just oftentimes they're not talked about.
I personally passed out once.
Oftentimes men who are victimized, they never come out and talk about it because there's stigmatization about them coming out about being victimized.
So you think a lot of men are passed out drunk and women are essaying them?
It could be women, it could be other men. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's not talked about. Yeah, it's not talked about. It is absolutely the case that it's stigmatized for men to come out about the fact that they've been victimized. I know men that this has happened to, right? Multiple men that this has happened to, and they don't come out and no one knows about this. This isn't recorded. This isn't written down,
So
right? Because they're stigmatized when they come out. They can only tell people who are like extremely close to them.
Okay, and back to reality, men don't have to worry about that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Keep telling yourself that.
Now maybe there's a small minority of men that do, but the vast majority of guys that are passing out in frat houses aren't waking up with an object inside of them.
Okay. I wouldn't say that like a vast majority.
Do you believe?
Right?
Do you believe that Do you believe that the higher the body count, the higher the chance of divorce? I'm assuming that you wouldn't want to get divorced, right?
I do think that there are higher chances of divorce, sure, given that there's a higher body count. I'd have to look back at it. But that's true for both men and women.
There's a statistical significant difference, I think, from 6 to 9 bodies with women. But
Are you looking at the IFS study?
Is that one of them? There's two. There's counter.
Yeah, that one has limitations, but if we look at that one, it's only within specific ranges. It's not like a majority of the ranges.
I'm looking at the one that's called Counterintuitive Trends and the Link Between Premarital
Is it
SEX.
ifsstudies.org?
Hold on, let me look. I don't think so, but let me see. Because I know the IFS, the Family Institute one you're talking about. I don't think that's that one either. Hold on. Oh no, this is one in there too. Yeah, but there's two. There's one.
Lithium, thank you so much for the $1. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
This is what
they are damaging.
This is what it says, and you can tell me why I'm wrong. This is counterintuitive trends in the link between premarital SEX and marital stability. It says women with 10 or more partners were the most likely to divorce, but this only became true in recent years. Women with 3 to 9 partners were less likely to divorce than women with 2 partners. That was an anomaly. And women with 0 to 1 partners were the least likely to divorce. So
same thing's true with men.
So
as it relates to 0-1.
There's a difference.
But I mean, there's also social influences for that. So like people who are like 0 or 1, typically, like when they get married, that would be the case that like they're more likely to be like religious, and religious individuals are significantly less likely to get divorced, given the fact that there are like stigmas associated with it and like claims that it's wrong. So what you're not looking at is you're not looking at like religious implications. You're not taking into account different types of variables that would be very important in you explaining the variance of the data.
So you should look for a woman that's a weekly church attender because she's the least likely to divorce you and cheat on you.
Okay, so I don't know about the cheating on aspect, but as it relates to divorce, yeah, you are less likely to get divorced, but that doesn't mean that the marriage is more likely to be happier or better off in general. It just means that better for you. It's just more likely that you're not going to end in divorce.
which is
If
not
you're talking about someone who has zero body count, but the same thing would be true for a man. So you'd say to women that they should look for men who have a zero body count, right? Because it is the case that they're at a lower likelihood to cheat and they're at a lower likelihood to engage in divorce.
the most successful marriages are men and women that both have zero bodies.
Yeah. So again, women should look for men that have zero bodies.
If they have zero bodies, sure.
No, even if they don't have zero, because even if it is the case that they have zero, the man would be at a lower chance of divorcing them if they're at a zero, right?
They only have that case when they're both at zero. That's when they're at their.
No, it's not only when they're both at zero. It's still the case that if one is at zero, that there's a lower chance, right? Because you're just talking about the case in which there is an individual who has this body count, not if these two are together necessarily. That's not what your study looks at.
I'm not sure what you're saying, to be honest.
Your study just looks at people who have this body count. What's their rate of divorce, right? It doesn't look at these two people together at these body count of 6 and a body count of 0. It doesn't look at that. It just looks at people who have a body count of 0, people who have a body count of 1, people who have a body count of 5 plus, people who have a body count of 15 plus, stuff like that.
Okay, hold on. Let me
But
find
like
it.
that's what a lot of these body count studies don't take into account, is a lot of these different types of variables that are very, very relevant in terms of the
factor all that in.
stigmatization and the socialization of us.
They factor all that stuff in the.
No, they don't.
The church, the weekly church attendance.
Give me a single study that factors in what I just said. John, thank you so much for the $1.69, and Justin, thank you for the $10. I appreciate it, Justin. Thank you so much.
I'm looking for the study where they show that it's statistically significant difference at a certain age range. Give me a second.
Yeah, that's the IFS one, and it's within particular age range. I mean, not age ranges. It's in particular levels of body count.
But there's a statistical significant difference between men and women in a certain body count, right?
I don't know what you're talking about there.
Hold on.
It's at particular levels. And I would say, can you get a study that isolates and takes into account religious context and like social stigmas, stuff like that? I think that'd be pretty important.
I'm looking for it right now.
Like, I would just say that there are lots of limitations to these particular types of studies, that it would be hard for us to form inferences about like how it impacts men and women typically here, or that like if we should use these impacts that we see to then say that it should matter more for like men or women. And I think I showed that earlier when we demonstrated specifically that you didn't hold to the standard prior to about 12 bodies.
Okay, here it is. Women number of lifetimes apart, the chances of being very happy in one marriage. Statisticals.
Didn't listen to anything I said there, huh?
I was too busy looking for this.
Yeah. I bet, man.
Okay, so here it is. There's a
Yeah, that's so fun. This conversation's great, dude. Really enjoyed it.
relationship between.
I've enjoyed this conversation so much, just talking to the wall, you know? It's been great.
Yeah, you've been talking to a wall the whole time.
No, I've been talking to the wall because you haven't been listening.
So
You literally just like didn't engage at all.
didn't I just
you've been
tell you I
doing
was
this whole
looking?
time.
Didn't I just tell you I was looking for the IFS part where they say that there's a statistical difference between men and women at a certain range of partners, which I found, which is at 4 partners and from 6 to 10.
Yeah, but different ones, it doesn't matter then. So like,
What do you mean it doesn't matter?
yeah, and again, that study does not take into account religious context. It doesn't take out any other types of societal stigmas that I think would be relevant in describing the data here. But you're just gonna not look at that, and you're not gonna take into account that there are particular limitations to the study that exists in terms of you being able to form conclusions or inferences from the study. So we probably should have more research into it, right, before we form those types of conclusions.
This study does take into account the church going or whatever that you were talking about.
The IFS?
Yeah.
Show me, because I've looked at that.
Hold on. 'Cause
I've literally looked at that one.
there's 2. And they're both by the same author. One is, does sexual history affect marital happiness? And the other one is,
Wait, what's the first one?
the 2018 one is, does sexual history affect marital happiness?
That's the one from IFF. Yeah.
They're both from IFF. One's from 2016.
Yeah. I've looked at this one. Where does it say that it takes into account the religious context?
Because I've seen them talk about it. Or that might be the other one they're talking about. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't see that in this one. I've read this one.
Hold on.
Oh, they have a thing where they ask if they attend religious services frequently, but that gives really weird results. It says 60% no, 66% yes.
And I think they and I think they use that as a variable to explain it. That's what I'm saying. They use that church thing and saying, oh, well, that might be because women that go to church are less promiscuous.
I don't see where they put that in the model.
And they took hold on.
Because they never say it's an independent variable.
Let me find it.
Oh, and also, yeah, church attendance is not necessarily indicative of religiosity. That's very true. Yeah, attends religious service is not going to be a good determination here either. Even if it did use that as an independent variable, which it seems like it's...
Okay.
No, I'm not quite sure though.
So you said you read the other article, so you know that there is a significant difference when you hit a certain body. It's 4 to 6 to 10.
Yeah, they say they're statistically significant with 4 and 6 to 10. The rest of them, no.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider. Would you consider 6 to 10 a high body count?
Personally or to society in general?
Wait, you consider 6 to 10 high?
I wouldn't go over 10. I think that's fair.
So 10 is high. So yeah.
10 is where you start to see. 10 is where you start to see all of the things I was talking about, the substance dependent.
Yeah, but you don't see anything with marital satisfaction. There's not a statistically significant distinction.
Did you see the study that showed that women who are more likely to cheat on their marriages had 2.5 times higher partners than women that had 0 to 3? Did you see that one?
Can you show me a statistically significant difference between men and women as it relates to their increased likelihood of cheating, given the fact that they have a higher body count? Like, and we're talking about correlations. We're not talking in terms of causation.
You're talking about infidelity now?
That's what you just brought up.
No, we're talking. Oh yeah. Okay. So you want to? Yeah. Hold on. Let me get that study. Because that's what was it? The GS survey. Hold on.
Yeah. And then when you have that, yeah, I mean, is there anything else beyond that you want to go over?
Yeah. Let me just go over the main things. We talked about the substance abuse. We talked about the divorce, which is increasing. There's also the study by...
the divorce was a null point. The first point was null. We already went over both of those.
How was the divorce a null point when they said that...
We literally just went over it. You said that that's not a high body count.
Women with 10 plus bodies have the highest chance of divorce. So the higher the body count, the higher the chance of divorce. That's my argument.
No, but there's no statistically significant distinction like past 10. Which would be what you consider a high body count with marital satisfaction.
Hold on, because I swear I just showed that.
No, there was no disparate outcome past 10.
Let me see. 11 to 20, 21. No, women number of second partner their chance of being very happy. That's very happy. I'm looking for the divorce numbers.
Yeah, there's no statistically significant distinction past 10. I literally just looked at the graph.
This is the one I'm talking about right now.
I just looked at the graph, dude.
You looked at the graph between the relationship between sexual history and marital satisfaction?
I looked at the IFF one, yeah.
So it says right here that there's significant difference at 4 and at 6 to 10 partners between.
Yeah, past 10, there's no statistically significant distinction.
Okay,
which is what you consider to be a high body count. So try again.
So from 6 to 10, there's a statistic difference, right? And from
between 6 to 10, there's a statistically significant distinction given that study.
So most men or most women, you said, had 4 body count or somewhere between 4 and 10. So that's most people.
Median body count is 4.3. So it means 50% of women have less than 4.3, and then 50% of women have more than 4.3.
Okay, so a man who has 6 to 10 bodies is significantly different in terms of marital satisfaction to a woman. So that is a big difference if you have 6 to 10 or if you have 4, according to this study.
Yeah, but that's not a high body count under your view. So
6 to 10 is high to me. I said that.
Oh, so you do consider 6 to 10 high?
Look, over 3 is high to me for a woman.
So if you consider 6 to 10 high, well, then a high body count doesn't matter to you based upon the first standard, as it would be the case that it matters more for men then. So a high body count matters more for men than women because we're talking 6 to 10. There would still be a higher likelihood of negative impacts as it relates to casual sex for men.
Where are you getting the casuals? What are you talking about?
That's the one that you're referencing. The fact that they have 0 to they have more negative impacts at that point.
I'm talking about marital satisfaction.
Wait, did you say 3 is high?
I said for me personally. No, I said over 3. Over 3 is, put it like this: 10 over 10 is a no-go. There's no negotiation. Under 10, there's negotiation. I would prefer under 5. I think most men would prefer 3 or under 3. That's what I think.
Dude, yeah, I think you're fucking. Do you think 3 is high?
Did you hear what I just said?
I'm asking what you think is high.
What's unacceptable is 10 plus. What's high is over 5 for a woman.
For 5, bro, that's crazy.
For a woman, you asked me what I think.
Wait, not for men though.
No, because
You're fucking wild, dude.
Because men
even though men have worse outcomes at 5 comparative to women.
Men don't have a.
You literally based on the study you sourced earlier. That was the case. So now you're contradicting your own studies.
You're back to that.
Oh, I'm sorry you contradicted your own study. My bad.
Let me get the infidelity.
You cited something that you just contradicted. My bad.
Hold on. Married couples have a higher chance.
He cherry picks what he wants and what he doesn't want. It's fine. Everyone, in the meantime, if you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. If you like my content, follow me. If I'm ready, I go live literally every day. Keep tapping that screen. Let's run it up to 1 million likes, everyone. We're going to be on until around 6 o'clock. So we got another like 2 hours or so. Here in about an hour, we're going to be moving to sub-only chat, y'all. This one is
using data from the General Social Survey on the number of male partners and married women. About 8,000 was the number that they tested or whatever. Comparisons between women who cheated on their husbands.
Chat, I mean 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, so it's 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right now.
So in this study, they say the average number of male partners for married women who cheated on their husband was 2.3 times higher than those who did not. An independent t-test found that the difference in means between the two groups was statistically.
What about for men? The difference between the two groups of women was statistically significant. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're not giving me anything that's relevant.
The higher, this is my point, showing that the higher the body count of the woman, the more likely she is to cheat in a marriage, which makes her.
What about for men? Why are you only reading for women?
Because that's my point.
Okay, but if you're trying to compare women to men and you don't look at men, well, then you didn't make a comparison, smart one.
My point, let me say it again, Parker. My point is that if you're a man, you should be looking for a woman with a lower body count, because the higher the body count, the higher the chance she's going to cheat on you. The higher the chance she's going to be divorcing you. The higher the chance.
Here, I'll ask you this question. Do you think that you should look for people whose parents have not cheated? Don, I appreciate the Cash App. Thank you so much.
You should look for people whose parents have not cheated.
Leah, thank you for the $5. I appreciate it. Yeah, because people whose parents have cheated are more likely to cheat.
Yeah.
Oh, so if someone's parents have cheated, you should not look. You should have a preference against them. Todd, yeah, I appreciate the $10. Thank you so much.
I would say there's definitely a correlation between the relationship between their parents and them, and their, how successful their marriage was, whether they would ended in.
So you'd prefer not to be with someone whose parents cheated?
It wouldn't be that big of a deal, but it would be less likely it would be more likely to me that she might cheat if her parents cheated.
Really? So if there are disparate outcomes as it relates to infidelity, say like by race, would you like date particular races or prefer particular races on that?
I think there are. I think black women and white women have the highest promiscuity and chances of cheating. So I think.
So you would argue that you shouldn't date white women and black women?
No, I would argue that they have a higher chance of cheating.
But yeah, so you'd prefer not to date white women and black women. Is that your view?
No. I'm just.
Yo, Toddy, thank you so much for that's $20. Thank you so much. We get a W Toddy in the comment section.
I just stated my view.
So you don't hold to the infidelity point then?
There is a higher chance of cheating between black women and white women. I think Asian women were the least likely to cheat, followed by Latinos.
So are you saying you prefer to date Asian women?
Personally, yes.
Wait, over all other type, like all
That-
other.
that's-
So you have
that's-
racial preferences?
Most men, the number one most desirable woman is Asian. Did you know that?
Yeah. So I think having like racial preferences, like to me, makes no
But would
sense.
you? But you have not. You would acknowledge that they do surveys on this, and they do surveys on desirability. And Asian women came in first place, followed by white women, then Latino women, then black women. You know that, right?
So I would like to see the source for that. I don't know, right? But also
Sure.
like
It's called aspirational.
that-
Hold on. Let me tell you the source. It's called aspirational pursuit of mates in online dating. There's also the one where the book Dataclysm by the co-founder of OkCupid, where they found
aspirational pursuit of what?
aspirational pursuit of mates in online dating. It's on
This is online dating though.
Well, most relationships are formed are met from online.
Online for younger people. Yeah.
For older people
Sure.
too. For older people too.
Is it true for older people though?
Yeah, 70% of them, people over 50, met online. Not only that.
Wait. Where'd you get that?
Hold on, I gotta find it.
Is this from science.org too?
This is published on NIH. It's published all on a whole bunch of.
Sarah, thank you so much for the $2. Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
That's one of the links. But
Toddy, thank you so much. I appreciate the $10. Thank you so much. Maybe we will soon. We will soon.
And this study is based on race, education, and I believe there's.
Wait, so you're saying you do have racial preferences as it relates to dating?
I think a lot of men have racial preferences in terms of dating.
No, I'm not asking if a lot of men do. Do you?
Yes.
Why?
You really want to get into this?
Yeah, I think it's weird. Like, actually, I really don't understand why people have racial preferences. Like,
It's
it makes
more,
no sense.
You know what? It's more cultural because that's what I'm saying.
That's not race.
But
That's not
listen,
wait. We make a
this is
distinction
why-
between
this
race
is
and
why-
culture, right?
I understand, but this is why it goes into race, because foreigners who are usually of a different race and different culture are the most conservative when it comes to STX. So that means Asians and Latinas. Now, American women, we're talking about blacks and whites.
Wait. Can you go back to that first claim? Sorry, say it again.
They're more conservative sexually because of their culture. Foreigners, Asian women and Latinas specifically.
I don't know what you're trying to reference. I actually don't know what you're saying.
What I'm saying is the most promiscuous women are black and white women, Americans. That's what I'm saying. And that's because of the culture of America, the feminist culture in this country. The reason that the Asian women and the Latino women.
Wait. In the U.S., no, that's not true. Foreign countries, aren't there lots of other foreign countries that are more promiscuous than the United States?
Well, I'm talking about the women of Asian descent, of Latino descent that are in the United States.
But you're only comparing to other people in the United States.
Yes, I'm in the United States.
I was just saying. I'm just making sure that you're comparing to other
I'm
people.
not in Brazil. So yeah, so that's one of the reasons. But if you look at that study, the aspirational pursuit of amazing online dating, it's a huge study done with online dating.
Wait, but like you never answered. Like, why do you have a racial preference?
Culture, because the culture in America, white and black, is toxic. It's feminized. It's fucking Western.
But culture
values.
doesn't relate to race.
It does, because the people that are here that are absorb that culture, American culture, the most are black and white women.
That doesn't mean that it's on the basis of their race, though. That would be on the basis of culture. So,
Which
like,
is why-
what you're not understanding is that that's not a racial preference.
I understand.
You have a preference for culture.
This is my preference against. My preference is against Western women, whatever race they are. But
That's a cultural thing that you're trying to reference.
okay, so that's what I'm saying. But
And I don't think you have an issue with that. I don't think Western women want to be with you either. So
that's great, Parker. I'm sure they're all banging down your door.
no, I don't talk to anyone other than my girlfriend.
Okay, I don't need Western women. But anyway, my point is that
Passport, bro?
the most desirable.
Are you a passport, bro?
Yeah,
Yeah, I fucking knew it.
I knew you would love that one. Are you a feminist?
Yeah.
Great. Which wave?
Well,
Did you know the original feminists?
Are you? Do you think that women should have equal rights to men? Appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much.
That's not what I would say feminism has become. That's
Do you think?
that's what
No. So this is my notion of feminism.
but your notion. But listen, let me get into details.
No. So no, I didn't clarify yet. So it's equal rights for men and women, and it's also liberation of women from the patriarchy.
That's the stated goals. What's the stated goals of Hamas? It's much different than what they do on the ground, right?
I don't know if that's true. The stated goals of Hamas are very clearly pretty close to like what they do on the ground. Actually, if not worse than what we've seen.
Not according to the IDF.
Have you seen like what the like?
Let's not get into that. Let's not
like
get
literally no.
Let's not get
Hamas
into
like
that. I don't wanna
within
get banned. I
it
don't
doesn't Hamas within like their own like I forget what it's called. They have like annihilation.
Charter?
The charter. They have like
Their
annihilation of.
Their charter doesn't say that. Their charter doesn't say that. That's a lie. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Really, I mean I've seen that.
Did you know that Israel helped create Hamas?
Oh, that's probably true.
It is true.
I don't know. I'm not quite sure. I have to see though. We have to look for evidence. I want to look for evidence. By the way, I'm not like a.
Wait, I know this comes from the Israeli defense general. Like this is real stuff.
I just want you to know I'm not like pro IDF or anything.
Listen,
so I'm just saying.
It's in the Interceptor. There's a huge article about it. He admits that they helped create Hamas, and the reason they did that is because they wanted to back a rebel group that was in opposition to the PLO and Arafat, which is what Western countries do all the time. They back rebels to overthrow the government. So it's not crazy.
Yeah, they're like trying to run like a coup in the
so
area.
they back their own. So they created a monster. And
right. I have to look into that. I'm not pro IDF, right? I'm definitely against the IDF.
Okay, but forget that point.
It's not my position at all. I'm also against Hamas, though. By the way,
my point was the stated goals of what they say for feminism is not the reality on the ground. The stated goals is we want equality for women. No, you don't. You want supremacy for women.
No, who the hell's arguing for supremacy?
Hold on. Okay, so the original suffragettes. Do you know they were Satanists? Do you know that they were
atheistic Satanists are different from theistic Satanists?
Do you know that they were occultists?
Dude, Dion, atheistic Satanists are just trolls. They're just trolling. They're using Satanism as a troll towards Christians and towards like religious people.
But that was based off of the patriarchy of God being a man and establishing order through the Bible of men being on top of women and all that stuff. That's what it's based on. These early suffrage feminists
they're trying to respond to the patriarchal social norms that exist in the context of the Bible and then have been reinforced because of the Bible.
By backing Satanism. And
Satanism, not theistic Satanism. No. What they're doing in that scenario is they're using the notion of he just got removed from community guidelines. So what they're doing in that scenario is they're trying to just like troll Christianity and troll religious communities. That's essentially what's trying to be done there. But we're gonna go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. Tap that screen. Let's run it up to 1 million likes, everyone. Let's run it up to 1 million likes. If you disagree, send a guest request right now. Please only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. All right, let's go to the next person, everyone. Only send a guest request if you disagree. If you want to support me, again, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. I still can't get any gifts through TikTok. But I can get them through Venmo and Cash App, and I can get them through subs. That's the only way I actually can get stuff through TikTok. Sub chat's starting at 5 o'clock, everyone.
Yeah, what's up, man? I'm 18, bro.
What's your birth year?
2005, March the 9th.
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
Of course, bro.
Why so?
Okay, let me give you a quick example. So imagine there's a man, yeah, and there's a woman. And that woman went through 15 different guys, and that man went through 15 different women. It would matter more for the woman than the man, though.
Yo, Kiki, thank you so much for the 10 subs. Thank you so much. Can we get a W for Purdy in the comment section? Thank you so much. No.
Why not?
Why would it matter more for the woman?
Because it's been inside of that 15 times, you get me? Like,
so there's been penetration? Okay, so
exactly.
Yeah, I can tell you there's a lot more penetration in the context of relationships. So someone who's been in one relationship, right, probably could have engaged in significantly more penetration than someone who has 15 bodies. Would you care more about the person who's engaged in sex with one person like 1,000 times, or the person who has had 15 partners 15 times, just each once each?
Nah, but then that's different though, you get me?
How is that different?
Why is everyone violating me in the comments, bro? I'm just saying.
Casey, how is that different? How is that different?
Okay, hear me out. Okay. It's different is because like a man, okay, it might sound like I'm best, like what's it called, sexist or something, but I'm not in it. I'm not. Like I support both
Yeah,
both women.
if you
and
have to
men.
if you have to say like something might be sexist, then yeah, that'd be weird.
Nah, it's because like I don't want people to be like, you know what I mean, judging me in the comments and shit. But listen, hear me out though. Okay, so imagine you went out with a girl, yeah, and then you figured out that like she cheated 2 men after she went out with you. That would kind of change your mind on if you want to go out with her or not, right? Because like she already went like with other men and shit, like, you know, before you. Like I don't know how I mean.
It
like,
could
it's
be
kinda,
if they went on a date, right? Because you're like, okay, well then it seems like they're not interested in being with me, right? Or that's probably what it seems like, is that they're not interested in being with you. The same thing would be true with dates. So like, what's your point?
Nah, my point is that if
And also the same
if
things with a
woman-
dude, right? Wait. Also the same things with a dude. Like a woman who goes on a date with a man, and a man goes on a date with other women after that date with a man. The woman's probably gonna be like, oh, that man's probably less interested in me.
Yeah, true, but I was talking about sexual intercourse and like more that way. But it's obviously this.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You're talking about it.
Like, nah, it's because like when it's been inside of that man, you like, you know what I mean, multiple times, then you kind of like you know what I mean.
So would you rather be with someone who's been with one person 1,000 times, or 15 people each once?
The way you explain it, you're just smart in it. You just define the whole question or back onto my question. You're a very intelligent guy, yeah, but that's my opinion, and like I don't really want to say anything.
You said
else.
you care about the fact that there was penetration, or the fact that there was someone with them, right? Well, then again, if they're in a relationship, they're going to be with that person significantly more.
Why is everyone violating? I can't lie, bro. Listen, but these man thinking that I'm a joke man or something. Like, nah, I'm just saying my opinion. Why man all violating me? Like, that's crazy, you know. Listen, take care, Parker. Yeah, I see you doing your thing. Yeah, it's really good and that. But I just wanted to say my opinion, innit? But yeah.
Sure. We're going to go on to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Please only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio. If you want to help me out, everyone follow me if you have not already. I go live literally every single day. We're on the way to 400,000 right now, where I think we're like 25K away, everyone. We're 25K away from 400K, which is actually wild. It's actually wild. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, I'm 18.
What's your birth year?
2005, November.
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men?
I wouldn't say 100% not for men, but I think it matters more for women than men, just generally speaking.
What makes you think that?
I think that because, well, back to that last guy's point, you were talking about one relationship, like thousands of penetration between like.
They brought up a point about penetration, so I don't know if that would apply to you.
Oh no, that doesn't apply to me.
So just give me an argument, and I can give you something that responds to that.
All right, yeah. I just think that women in general, they control the access to sex. Does that make sense? So like women, they were the ones who would say, yeah, I want to have sex with this guy. Men can't really do that at the same extent.
Wait, sorry. Say that one more time.
Like women, they control access to sex, right? So if a man wants-
so do men, right? So yeah. So you're just saying women have more opportunities, it seems,
yeah.
like to engage in sex. Okay. So
Yeah.
like if you're saying someone who has more opportunities, if they have the same body count as another person, that means they should be looked at in a more negative connotation.
No, I'm saying that since you have more opportunities, right, and because the number is higher because you have more opportunities, right, it would be a lot more respected by a man, or by me at least, if the number was lower because you have so many opportunities. Does that make sense? Because you are like loyal, you have like.
Oh,
good,
okay. So given this certain
history.
level of opportunities, they were this selective. That's a good thing. So it's about selectiveness. Okay. Well, do you agree women on average are more selective than men?
I think it's just personal preference, don't you think?
Do you think women on average are more selective than men
Selective, like in dating partners.
in terms of their sexual partners?
I mean, I wouldn't be able to say yes or no, to be honest.
So, I mean, yeah,
Because like, let's be honest, Parker. There's a lot of female and there's a lot of men, right? Who will have sex just to have sex, or will do the opposite and just be with one person their entire life, basically. So it's like very subjective to that point.
No, but we're talking about in terms of selection, right? Like, okay, here would be my point. Do you agree that women have a lower median body count than men? Men's median body count?
No, I don't agree.
No, you don't.
Wait, ask me that again. Maybe I didn't understand.
Wait, sorry. You kind of like confused me, like, and I kind of like forgot.
Sorry,
what I
you're
was saying.
confusing me with that question. Did you ask me if women on average have a lower body count than men? Is that what you're asking me?
Lower median body count.
I would agree that men have a lower median body count than women.
Okay, well, I can send you a source from the CDC that says otherwise. Women 4.3, men 6.3.
Women 4.3, men 6.3. Mm-hmm. On average of like partners.
It's median, not average.
Oh, my bad.
So it means 50% of women have lower than 4.3, 50% of women have higher than 4.3, and then for men, 50% of men have lower than 6.3, and 50% of men have more than 6.3.
Then I guess I'm wrong on that point. I don't know.
So women have lower median body count than men, right? If that's the case, well then wouldn't that tell you that that they're more selective because if they have more opportunities and still have a lower median body count, well then it would be the case that they have to be more selective in order for us to be able to explain the data.
All right, I guess.
So you agree that women are more selective? Okay, so
I don't
if you
agree,
think that being
but-
more selective is more valuable, well, then if women on average are more selective than men, well then body count matters more for men comparative to women because they were less selective. A man with a 5 body count was less selective than a woman with a 5 body count, right? That indicates that the man is in a worse context. And chat, the sources from the CDC.
I mean, hey man, you got the numbers, so I guess I'm kind of defeated here. I don't know. I would just think like I don't have the facts, obviously, but I've seen in the comments, like I see on your comments page right now. Like the reason I actually requested to join was because I saw a girl who said I have 30 body counts, then like laughing emoji. When I look at that as a man with my opinion, right? It's all opinion. I just kind of disgusts me, Even if the man who has about 30 body counts, it's like why have that many? Why can't you just respect yourself, respect other people, and have like a charitable relationship? You know what I'm saying, with like one person, or until it ends, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So 30 for men and women, right? You'd view that the same, right?
I would view the women.
And also, wait, how does that impact you? Like if people want to have sex with a bunch of people, that's all them. That might not be what I prefer. I prefer to be in the context of long-term committed relationships.
I agree.
I'll just look for other people that also prefer that. I'm not going to be in a relationship with any of those people that are not looking for the long-term committed relationships.
No,
So then why would that matter to me?
No, you're right, but like I feel like it's more as like a what's like a word for it, like societal standpoint, where it's like wouldn't you rather have people in your community, in your society, in your nation who all kind of share more of the same view instead of all just being kind of hosts and like kind of
So then you should say that for men too then.
But Parker,
Wait, Jackson, say that for men then.
No, I said that. I did say that for men and women.
Okay,
Both.
so men and women should both do that.
Would you agree with that? Like just your opinion.
Sure. Like, I mean, I would say if people operate similarly than I do, to how I do, because it's better for me. But I can't say that what's better for me is always better for other people, right? So I can't say that everything would be better if people didn't do that, right? But I can say that, yeah, if people are like me in the way that they view it, right? Well, then, yeah, looking for that long-term connection is going to be a lot more beneficial for that person that's like me, psychologically speaking, than not. That's really all I can say. Okay. And that's really all you can say is you can say, this is what works for me. So someone who's similarly to me psychologically, right, this would be good for.
But Parker, the issue I have is like, why would it not work for somebody else? Like, what's like the big?
I don't know.
Red flag.
Because I don't know how to relate to that in a particular circumstance. I have to have some sort of study to go off of to indicate that this would be a more effective behavioral mechanism.
But what's the actual benefit in having so many partners? What's the benefit?
The benefit in having so many partners? Well, it's dependent on the individual, right? Like, I don't see in my life, I don't see a benefit to me having a bunch of just random hookups.
Right.
But
No,
to
I
other
agree.
people, they might see experience. They might see they can learn things. They might see that they can figure out more if they want. They might see pleasure in that. Right. To me, I can find pleasure in meaningful things in the context of a committed relationship. And I can find all of those things for me in the context of a committed relationship.
Okay.
For me, it wouldn't feel good outside the context of a committed relationship. For me, it'd probably feel weird.
And Parker, I agree, but on your personal opinion, right? If you had a choice between a woman with 15 body counts and a woman with maybe 1, 2, or 3, would like just off of the statistics off of paper, you know, the exact same woman, which one
I would
you
only care in the context of they're going to be more compatible with me. Okay.
Okay.
So if the person who has a higher body count is more compatible with me, I'd rather be with the person who has a higher body count.
do you prefer
I would prefer the individual with a higher body count if they are more compatible with me in the
Okay.
context of a relationship.
but like I said, Parker, they're both
But
compatible.
I don't know what the statistics would be for that.
Like, do you you know, have like an actual preference on body count, or do you not care? Is what I'm asking.
Sure, I would say more similarly to like mine.
So, would you share yours or no? If you don't, that's fine.
Yeah, mine's 3.
So you would prefer a lower body count, is that correct?
More similarly to me.
So I guess you would agree with me then, right? You would prefer a lower body count, but
Because it doesn't
why-
necessarily mean like lower, right? Because it could mean higher. Because if they have 0, well, then that's not more similar to me.
You don't think 0 is similar to 3 as you know, like
1 is more similar to 3 than 0 is.
yeah, but like I said, you know, like that's low. 3 is low. 0 is obviously
Yeah,
low.
if you consider that low, sure, then yeah, I would look for.
You don't
someone that
consider
has-
3 low?
Well, yeah, 3 is low. Yeah.
Okay, so you do prefer women with a lower body count because you just said that.
That have similarly to me.
Yeah, so you prefer it lower. I'm not trying to manipulate here. I'm just asking you. 3 is a low number. It doesn't even round to 10. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Oh, here, by the way, I do want to address this with chat. This is something completely different. So I was wrong specifically about the Hamas charter. It does not say that they want to annihilate Jewish people. It says specifically the war against Zionism and the Israeli government. So I do have to say that because I have seen that wrong technically. So I do apologize, everyone, by the way. But yeah, sorry, Jackson, what were you saying?
But you have to agree with me here that 3 is a low number. So you prefer women with a lower body count. Like it's a yes or no.
Again, so lower would be relative to something, okay? So lower in context of what I consider to be like the normal, sure, right? It's just more similarly to mine. I don't know why you're trying to get me to say lower. Sure, I
Because, like,
prefer
I feel like
lower
Parker-
body count in the context that they are more similarly to mine.
I just feel I don't want to sound like an asshole here, but you kind of have to hear me out. Like as a viewer watching you, I feel like you're kind of a little shy, a little reluctant to say I prefer. You were kind of reluctant to say I prefer
No,
this.
because
prefer
no,
this.
because you're no, I'm
You're reading
not
between the
reluctant
lines.
to say
You're not
that.
giving an actual.
I know. I'm
exact thing.
clarifying. I literally have told you multiple times I'm clarifying.
But I feel like
Like I
you're a little
literally,
reluctant
you're
to say
trying to
it.
get me to say I prefer someone with a lower body count because it seems like, oh, I just want someone who always has the lowest body count possible, right? I'm saying more similarly to me.
Yes, I understand what you're saying, but as a viewer who's watching you, right? You are putting on the screen, why should a high body count matter for women but not for men? But then when you as the host say, oh, I prefer a woman with a lower body count,
More
you are
similar
then-
to me. You see how like you specifically try to word it that way so that it is perceived by the audience differently than what it actually is.
But what I'm saying, Parker, is that
Similar
you're
to me. How many times do I have to say the same fucking shit over and over to you, Jackson? It's blatantly obvious in front of you. You're trying to misrepresent what I am saying to you.
I'm not
so
trying
you can try
to.
to make a point from it. Say what I said.
You said that you prefer a body count that is similar to yours.
There
I
you
guess.
go. Now say that. Thank you.
Okay, I'm sorry, but I would. But I'm just saying here, 3 is a low number, so I'm gonna just say it's low. That's why.
So
That's why I was
you
saying
see
that.
how he tries to change the verbiage so that
But that's
people
why I
who are
was saying
listening,
that. I'm
you
explaining
understand that
to
when
you-
people are listening in the audience, they don't hear that. They hear something differently when you say that in that type of context, right? I'm saying more similarly to me.
Okay, but Parker, the thing here is you're getting mad. I don't want to say this now, but you're getting kind of frustrated with me because I said that, right? Because if I do say that,
No, because you're
then
trying to misrepresent it.
But the thing is, you're reading between the lines so carefully. It's like, why can't you just say? an
No,
actual-
I'm not. I'm trying to clarify.
I'm asking you, but the thing is, I asked you a question.
Why are we stuck on this?
Because you're frustrated about it. That's what I'm asking.
I'm not very frustrated, right? Sure,
I mean, you were swearing at me. You just seemed a little heated. I'm sorry.
No. It's irritating to go over the same thing. I'm not very frustrated, but sure,
Okay.
right? I have some level of.
But I was trying to make a point, and then you kind of shut it down because I wasn't wording it the correct way. Even though three's a low number.
Because
I
I've
agree with that.
clarified the terminology multiple times, and you're trying to present it in a particular way, and which is
Okay.
not
Okay.
reflective of the way that I am referencing it.
Okay, I'm
being
sorry.
very clear to you, and you're specifically trying to relate it that way to like strawman the argument.
I'm not trying to strawman the argument, Parker. I'm really not.
Yeah, you have.
I am not. Okay, can I get back to my point? I'll try to word it the way you want it to. I'm sorry. So, so like I was saying, as a viewer who's watching you, right? You said yourself you prefer a woman with a body count that is similar to yours, right? You then went on to say that your body count is 3, right? So you prefer
If my
a
body
woman-
count was 10, I would be at, I would same thing would be
right?
it would
But
be
it's
10
not.
then.
But it's not. You said
Yeah,
you said it yourself.
currently it's not. Yeah.
Okay. So let me get back to my point. You said in relation, so you want around 3, right? And people are going to look at this and generalize it, right? And they're going to be like, oh, well, 3 is kind of a low number. Which is why I said that, right? But as a viewer, you said, why should a body count, why should it matter for women and not men, a high one? And so it's like, you're kind of, what I'm saying is like, you're saying you prefer a body count that's similar to yours, which is low generally, and then you're saying this argument on the screen. So it has like the viewers questioning, well, why? Like, why is there a need for you to be like, oh, well, and
This isn't hypocritical. I'm arguing against hypocrisy. What I'm arguing is similarity. That this is not contradictory to each other. These things go along with each other. What are you questioning? I'm saying men and women should be held to the same level of responsibility.
But the thing is, you you just don't understand what I'm trying to say. Then I guess
Yeah. What are you trying to say?
you're putting this question out here because you want to try and, I guess, get rid of this notion that body count should only matter for women, right? Is that true or no? You're trying to get rid of that notion, kind of, and you're trying to like educate
Amanda,
people.
thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. I think that it should matter the same for men and women.
Right, you said it's a matter for the same for men and women, yet you said yourself that you prefer a woman with a body count that's similar to yours, which is low.
Yeah, those are compatible.
So it's like, I'm confused.
How does that not make sense? How does that confuse you, Jackson? Holy fuck, how does that confuse you? Please tell me how that confuses you, Jackson. How the hell does that confuse you? Does that make any sense, chat?
It just, what I'm saying is like, why is there a need for you to do this then?
Because I think that men and women should be held to the same standard as it relates to body count.
All right. Well, I'll end that there then.
Come on, no, you give me an actual argument.
Well, I gave you my argument. I think that
No, you didn't.
I'm telling
You just tried to make it seem like I was like contradicting myself when I was doing nothing that was contradictory.
And I still think you are.
How?
Because we can move on from that. We can move on from that.
Am I saying that I won't date people who have high body counts? Am I saying that?
You said you prefer a woman with a low body count.
No,
Or
I
somebody
said I
low.
prefer
Sorry.
someone who has a similar body count.
Which is
to me.
low. Which is low.
If it was high, I would prefer someone who's high. It's similar. I'm preferring
All right.
compatibility.
All right, I'll fold. What? All right, you can kick me if you want. I don't know if you want to have this conversation.
No, these. I want you to know that these things are not contradictory, right?
All right.
I'm arguing a double standard is bad.
Yeah.
How is that contradictory to me saying that I prefer someone that's similar to me in terms of this scenario?
I guess it's not then.
What do you mean? I guess it's not. It isn't. Like
I guess it's not.
So then you want to give me an argument?
I would like to say that, like, I don't want to speak for any other people, but for me, and I would like to think men, like, I feel like we are kind of created in the sense where we kind of want a woman with a lower body count because it shows how valuable they really are.
I don't think that just having a low body count shows that someone's valuable.
Then what do you think does?
Many characteristics like compatibility, personality, right? How someone acts, how someone treats the people around them, the different types of things that they're into, right? Whether or not you have compatible like personality characteristics and traits and interests, right? Those things are way more important.
Okay,
right?
So like you said, it wouldn't matter if they had like 20, if you had 20, right?
If someone has a 20 body count and they are more compatible with me than someone who has a 3 body count, right? Then I'd rather be with a person who has a 20 body count.
Then I just have to disagree with you then, I guess.
Why would you at all be, what's the point of looking at body count in a negative context or even looking at it in any context at all, right? If it's not for finding someone that's compatible with you, that makes no sense to me at all.
I think Well, I don't. What
What's
I'm
the
saying
point
is,
of what's the point of caring about body count? Is it not
I
to
think
find someone
men.
who's
I think men
compatible with
and
you?
women. I think men and women should take it into take it into consideration when finding the right partner.
So someone who's compatible with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay. So if you base it 100% on compatibility, why would
I'm
you
not
prefer
though.
someone who's less compatible?
Uh,
That makes no sense.
What I'm
Jackson,
saying is,
you just contradicted yourself. It's based on what's most compatible, but then at the same time, if they're less compatible, I'm still gonna prefer them.
but the
What?
thing is, if it's compatible in the first place, they'll have a lower body count.
Not necessarily, right?
But if
Like
it's kind of,
you
but
can
if,
have a
but if
higher
it's
body.
compatible
Wait,
with
hold
you,
up. Wait. So again, why does that specifically not make it compatible? There are many things that you might prefer
Because
against
then
as it relates to someone's
compatibility is also
characteristics, but they
subjective.
could still be compatible with you.
But it's compatible. It's all subjective. Compatibility is subjective. Wouldn't you agree?
Like here, sure. Like let me ask
So
you
if
this
I-
question. Go ahead.
So if I, want to find a compatible partner, I'm going to want them to have a lower body count because that's part of, I guess, my compatibility program, I guess you could say. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I want a woman with a lower body count because that's compatible for me.
Yeah. So again,
Just like
how
you said earlier.
you'd have to
You said it yourself.
Sure. The way when I'm defining the notion of compatibility, the definition of it is subjective, right? The qualities that you subjectively use to qualify whether or not something is meeting your compatibility can be objectively measured. Okay. We can probabilistically measure these things. Okay. So again, what standards do you use to determine compatibility then? Right. All of the different standards. Are you using, actually, what's your body count?
My body count is 2.
Body count is 2. So if you're looking for someone who is like similarly to yours, right,
Yeah.
there's no issue with that. My argument here is that when you argue that it should matter different for men and women, well, that to me sounds like hypocrisy. That to me sounds like a double standard that is seemingly unjustified.
Right. But Parker, here's the thing. When I say I have 2 body counts, right? I've had 2 body counts in long relationships, right? I'm currently still with my current girlfriend, right? So it's one of these things where it's like when a girl says they have 15 body counts, well, have they really had 15 very long relationships where, it's kind of as a, well,
Depends on the age.
That's a valuable
But
thing to have.
at your age, probably not. So I don't know what your point. So you're just looking for people who are looking for.
I'm looking for when I date women, right? I'm dating for marriage, right? I'm gonna date a girl who I can find compatible when marrying. I would say
So
that's
if
pretty.
if you're looking for someone who has a similar body count to you, again, no issue with that. You're arguing specifically that it should matter for women. I mean, for women, but not for men.
No, I didn't say that. I said it should matter for both, but more for women.
Okay, so yeah, why should it matter more again? That's what I was meaning to refer to. I
All
apologize.
right. No, you're fine. You're fine. I think it should matter more for women because Parker, we talked about this. They have access to more, right? They have more opportunity for sex. They control access to sex.
Okay,
right?
so let's relate to that.
I was saying that. Yep.
Okay, so Vinny Hacker, right? He has more opportunities than the average woman as it relates to engaging in intercourse because of his tens of millions of people that follow him on the internet. Okay.
That's true.
Okay. Should his body count at the same level be looked at in a more negative connotation than the average woman with the same body count?
Yeah.
So he should be looked at in a more negative connotation.
Then a woman with the same body count? No, they should both be looked at negatively, like the same.
Oh, even though one has more opportunities than the other.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the opportunities don't matter.
No, they do for the woman.
Oh, only for women. That's the double standard. Yeah. So what's your justification for the double standard that opportunities only matter when it's a woman?
Sure.
No. What is your justification for the idea that it only matters opportunities when it's women?
Well, what I'm saying is like if a girl has more opportunities, right? That's more gateways to her having sex with
Yeah, but the
men.
opportunities in of itself doesn't matter. What specifically about them being women means that opportunities only matter when they're women?
Oh, then no, it doesn't then. I know what you're trying to get me to say.
So should body count should matter equally for men and women?
No, I think it should matter more for women than men. But it
Okay,
still matter
but-
for men.
Yeah, but you didn't give me any standards to justify that.
What do you mean?
We just went through your standard, and it didn't apply.
What do you mean?
We just went through your standard, and it didn't apply.
My standard.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'm a hypocrite then.
Yeah, you literally are a hypocrite. Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I am. I guess I'm sexist and racist and a hypocrite. I should be hung.
Jackson, you're absolutely a hypocrite. And yeah, you're sexist. Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Yeah, you literally are. You're justifying your misogyny, right, through the usage of body count. That's absolutely what this is. You have no basis other than the fact that it's a man and a
I
woman
think I'm
to
just a
say that they should be
self-aware. I
treated
think I'm just
differently.
self-aware. Well, like who I want to date.
No, you have no
Why I wanna
basis
date them.
outside of the context of whether or not they're men or women, other than the fact that they're a woman, to say that this is the standard that justifies why they should be treated differently. That's misogyny.
Women and men are always treated differently in every part of the world. Everywhere.
No, they're not. No. Okay.
They are.
Should
They are.
men and women both have equal rights?
They should. Yeah.
Okay. Should men and women be treated equally in the court of law?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So are those things that they're treated equally in? Yeah. Oh, okay. So they are treated equally within certain respects. Oh, fuck. Okay. Shit.
Why is that a bad thing? What do you mean? I'm just
That's not
saying
a bad thing. That's a good thing. So
Yeah,
we should
it
treat men
is.
and women equally, typically. Okay, so
But
typically
we're
men
not,
and women,
Parker,
since
but
men
we're
and
not.
women are more similar than different, right? We ought to treat them the same unless we have good reason to treat them differently. So what is the good reason to treat them differently in this scenario?
Women having more body count than men.
Yeah, what's the good reason that I should treat women differently to men in this particular scenario?
Because I told you, women have access to sex. Men don't.
Again, but you didn't care about the access to sex, and men do have access to sex. You didn't care about the access of sex as it relates to men. You only cared about it with women. Remember, we went over that? I
Yeah,
brought up a
I know.
particular man that had more access
Yeah,
to sex
and I told
than
you
the
this,
average
yeah.
woman, and you still said that it should matter the same.
No, I said it should matter more for women.
Oh, so no, you actually
been
said
saying this.
same,
I've
and
been
now
saying
you're
this,
saying more
Parker.
for women, even though the
I've
man
always
had
said
more
it's more for women. I've always said it's
even
more for
though
women.
in this scenario the man had more opportunities than the average woman.
Yeah, it shouldn't matter for the man.
Yeah, so then you just contradicted yourself based upon your
Yeah, I
own
did.
reasoning.
Yeah, I did contradict myself.
Yeah, Jackson, you're irrational.
I guess I am. I don't know, man. I just don't really want to date a whore, to be honest.
Oh, okay, yeah. So again, all you can use is demeaning language. Wow,
It's not
I
demeaning
bet
language.
your
It's a
girlfriend is really
definition.
happy to be with you,
It's a
man.
definition.
Wow, your girlfriend is probably so happy that 5,000 people just heard you say that.
Well,
Your girlfriend definitely wouldn't be embarrassed.
what? I don't want to date a whore?
Yeah, so you use demeaning language to refer to women, but you won't use that same language to refer to men. Okay?
Yeah, I won't date a man whore either if I'm gay. The fuck?
Okay, so again, well then why don't you say, then why you were only using it in the context of women, and also you're saying that it should matter more for women comparative to men. So you are demeaning
All
women
right.
more specifically for the exact same actions that you do not demean men for to the same degree.
You're right.
Yeah, that's called misogyny.
Yeah. Okay, I guess it is.
No, not I guess it is. It fucking is, by definition. You're
So
engaging
what-
in irrational prejudice towards women.
I guess I am.
No, you literally are. We just went over it. What's not I guess I am, you are.
I guess I am. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, man.
It's not I guess, you are.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't want to date somebody who just has been ran through.
Okay. So you're not
You wanna
giving me
date
any
somebody who's ran
argument
through?
here,
I
Jackson.
don't think anybody really wants to date anybody who's been ran through.
Jackson,
man
you're
over.
not giving me any argument here.
I'm not. You're right. All right, man. I can get out of here. I can get out of
You
here.
got nothing else? You got nothing else? You have no rational thoughts going through your brain?
Rational as in what, man? I think I'm a
Can
pretty.
you give me a
rational
single rational argument?
about anything or about women.
No, I think a single rational argument that justifies that it should matter more for women comparative to men.
Give me a second to think.
Yep, put on your thinking cap.
Let me put
Let's
it
see
on.
it. Let's see if he can do it, chat.
I think
Misogynist Q&A. Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
we'll find out. I mean, let's be honest, Parker. I think men who have high body counts, like, I think that's like, I don't know. I think it's all subjective, man. Like, I feel like you wanna be like, oh, Jackson, oh, you're misogynist, right? But like, then you'll have
By
men who
definition,
say the-
you are.
But then you'll have the same people, you'll have people like me who say the same exact thing, but, or word it maybe a little differently, and they won't really be as, attacked before it. But
Like who?
I don't know. I feel like I don't want to generalize, right? But I'm going to generalize and say I think a lot of men would agree with me
Oh, about what?
about not wanting to date a girl who's been ran through.
Yeah. So again, you're not engaging with me at all. So a lot of women would say that about men like you.
Yeah, they could, and that's their own opinion.
Yeah. So
Right?
again,
They can date whoever
you
they
know,
want.
a lot of women don't want to date hypocrites.
That's fine.
They don't want to date misogynists.
They don't want to, but it happens anyway, right? It happens all the time.
Oh, so it also happens that men date women with higher body counts. So that's tough.
Yeah, that's like the simp ass like. lame-
Oh, okay. Well, so we could say that the other way around, right?
You could.
The pick-me's.
Yeah, you could. Pick me's are on both sides of the bench, my guy. You get pick me men, you get pick me females all the time.
Why do you say men and females? Like what the hell is going through your brain? Men
Men
and
and
women
females?
or
I don't know,
males and
because-
females?
I don't know.
Men is a gender, right? Females is a sex.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I didn't
No,
use the
men
right
and
pronouns.
females. Why wouldn't you say men and women or males
Men and women,
and
men and
females?
females. I don't know, man. I guess I'm just.
Men
I'm
and
just
females.
dishonest
No,
or something.
it's always the misogynists that use that
I
particular
know,
type
dude.
of
I'm
language.
sorry. I gotta use the right pronouns.
This isn't a pronoun. Wow, Jackson, your mother's very
Fucking
proud.
with you, Parker, I'm just fucking with you. You know what I'm saying though when I say men and female, men and women. You know, I don't know how you want me to word it. I'm sorry, not using your guidelines.
And
here.
I'm just saying men and women. Like it just doesn't
Men and
make
women,
sense to say. No, it just doesn't make sense to say men and female. Like
Well, the thing is,
linguistically.
Parker, well, I don't know. I think female makes a lot of sense, though. Does it not? You know what I'm talking about when I say female, or do you not?
No, I know what you're saying, but
Okay.
you're referring to gender and then sex. Why wouldn't you refer to either just gender and gender?
Because there's
or
men who
sex and
identify
sex?
as women. There's men who identify as women.
Then just use it in sex. Say males and females.
All right, I'm sorry. I'll do that more.
And also, that's not correctly describing it, right? Because you're equivocating. You're engaging in an equivocation fallacy. Trans women and trans men are not men pretending to women and women pretending to be men, right? It's the case that they are biologically speaking males or biologically speaking females, but they're men or women. Okay, they're not pretending, right? In relation to
sorry.
gender, genders are socially constructed norms that we engage with. The same way that when you have particular different types of sports you like, or you have particular different types of interests as it relates to like different types of qualities you like, masculine or feminine, right? Those are also things that you, right, like have a desire to be in accordance with, right? These are prescriptions of your own identity.
Yeah,
The same way that it's
I
legitimate
disagree
for
with
you
that.
to prescribe yourself in accordance with those particular set of socially constructed norms. It's also legitimate for trans people to do so as well.
Yeah, I just disagree with that, I guess, but that's fine.
But you have no arguments, so.
What? I just think that there's a lot of men who are pretending to be women. I think that's
Yeah, but you have no argument
clear
because
proof.
because you're just defining it in a separate way. All you're saying is males when you say that, right? And it's not pretending. It is the case that they are women on the basis of the fact that we relate to the idea that they have a desire to be in accordance with a particular set of social and cultural norms that are typically associated with the female sex.
okay. Anyways,
Yeah, Jackson, that's all you got.
yeah, man, you have a nice night. I support what you're doing. But yeah. Sorry for
I
being
think
on
you
the
should.
podcast.
I think you should critically think more. I think that you should analyze about
Parker,
your
what's like
own
something-
beliefs more.
What's like some advice you should give me? Because I mean, I don't really want to be labeled a misogynist, right? So like, what's something I'm missing here? Because it might not be clicking for me.
Yeah, critical thinking and the fact that you're not able to reconcile that the same types of actions that are bad within the context of women, you see also to be bad in the context of men. You're not holding to this original standard of, right, men and women, I'm going to treat them more, the same unless I have good reason to treat them differently.
I just think,
because
Parker,
men and women are more similar than they are different.
Parker, men and women, I said it correctly. Men and women are held to a lot of different standards. So what's so crazy to hold them to a different standard when it's, talking about body count? Why is it
Because
matter so
we're
much?
talking
Why does it
about
matter so
taking
much?
responsibility, right? What standard in relation to responsibility are men and women, right? Do you think it's justified for men and women to be treated differently as it relates to responsibility?
I don't think it should be justified. I'm just saying it is. It happens, right?
No. I'm talking about what should be.
What should be fuck. What should be what? Sorry? You got me confused.
I'm talking about what should be the case,
I think
not
what I'm
talking
saying-
about what is.
I'm saying men and women should be held to the same standards. All the time. And everything.
So you think men and women should be held to the same standard as it relates to body count?
Yeah, they should be, but it's not. But it doesn't happen.
Read my title,
They
please.
should be, but I don't think that way.
Read my background.
No, I read it. I've read it multiple times.
Okay, so you knew I was talking about should since the very beginning. So why do you agree with me? And we've had a whole conversation just to find out that you agree
Because
with
I
me.
don't. Because at the end of the day, Parker, I could say that they should, But at the end of the day, it's just not ever going to happen. It's not ever going to happen.
No, it is going to happen. We're
No,
going to
it's
get rid
not.
of fucking people like you.
I'm sorry then. I'm just saying it's never going to happen. Never is. Because there's traditional.
We're going to get rid of people like you through education. We're going to get rid of people like you through critical thought. We're going to get rid of people like you through analyzing our own beliefs, right? Rather than just accepting things that have been given to us because of society, right?
Well,
we're going to get rid of your non-progressive thought process.
I'm sorry, I'm
your
not
stagnant
progressive.
thought process. Your fixed mindset.
Right. Well, there's traditionalism all across the globe except for in the West as of now. So, I mean, you can, be America and say, oh, well, I want to be a man with a vagina and then, be happy with your life. Or
I don't know what you're talking about, man. Like you're Jackson, you're not giving me any actual arguments. All you're doing is engaging in grandstanding. That's all you're doing.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, then I guess I'm wasting your time then, Parker. Have a nice night.
Yeah, you're irrational.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, you're irrational.
I'm irrational. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Parker,
We shouldn't let people be irrational like this and just say it's okay.
irrationalism happens all the time, especially on the left. So
Yeah, and you shouldn't be irrational, right? And I would argue against irrational beliefs on the left as well.
Oh, okay. Well, then just let a 13-year-old, chop off their cock. Have a nice night.
Yeah, so that's not what happens. Coco, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. There's no gender or sex reassignment surgery that happens with 13-year-olds. That's not happening. Okay, he's literally just trying to be demeaning, right, and not engaging in any type of rational thought process at all. Like literally zero rational thought process exists in that man. Like zero. We're gonna the next person. If you like my content, follow me. If you're ready, tap that screen, everyone. Let's try to get to 1 million likes, everyone. Share the live copy link, send it to a few friends. We're gonna be moving over to sub-only chat here in about 15 minutes, y'all. Okay, it's not accepting this person. We're gonna try the next. Please only do send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. We are just looking for some debates, y'all. Please only do send a guest request if you disagree. All right. No, Yotsup, how old are you?
Hey, 36.
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men? Hello? Okay. All right, we're going to go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. They're for some reason not here. We're going to try the next individual. Please only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men, y'all. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yeah, I'm 26. What's up, man?
Do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men?
So, sort of. Let me break this down. I don't think it's about should. I think the reality is, in real life,
we're talking about what should be the case. So, if you don't disagree, I'm just going to go on to the next person.
well, you're looking at the entire argument in the completely wrong way, and it's not going to be helpful.
No, I'm
for
not. The whole argument is about what I'm literally the debate. What the
about
fuck
what
are you talking
should.
about, dude?
It's
The argument is about my topic. What are you talking about?
What should doesn't matter. It's about what exists and why.
No, it's
The
about what should be
reason-
the case. No. What the
reason
hell?
that a high
Why
body
would you
count
argue
matters
if
more
slavery
for
existed?
women.
Why would you argue slavery does exist, right? Like we would say slavery shouldn't exist,
that's
right?
also a completely wrong. You're running into a completely different topic that makes no sense. It's not about what should. The reality is,
It is about what should.
that
In that
if women-
context, it's definitely about what should. Slavery should not exist, right? Slavery does
There's
exist.
no
Slavery should
way.
not exist, right?
The reason that your argument is poorly framed is that
People
there
are
is
graped.
No
They
way
should not be
ever
graped, right?
You can have a world where it doesn't matter more for women to have a high body count. There is no way to build that world that you're talking about because women are the ones who have children. Therefore,
Wait,
They
there is
are
absolutely
bound.
the ability to build that
listen,
world.
both men and women should not be sleeping around with people. That's not what they should be doing at all. Neither one should be doing that. And the assertion
So it
that
should
men
matter
can
the
go
same,
sleep
right?
around, the assertion that men can go sleep around and it doesn't hurt them is completely false.
So
But
it
to
should be the
say-
same, right?
It's not about whether or not it should be the same. It's not possible to make
Do
it
you
the
think
same.
it? Do you think it should be the same?
It's not possible to make it the same.
Do you think it should be the same?
It's not possible.
I'm
What you're
at. Tell
asking
me
is
what's the logical impossibility? Give me the contradiction.
What I'm saying is because women are the ones who have children, they cannot, their body count is more tied to them in a way that it is not for men. It doesn't mean men should be sleeping around, but it does mean that because men are not the ones that get impregnated, they do not have to worry about their body count.
So
as much.
infertile women. So for infertile women, it can be viewed the same, and it can be the same.
No, I mean, what you're
No,
doing
so
is-
it's not
what
about
you're doing is
reproduction.
is something
So it's
that
not
the
about-
left
it's
does
not about
all
the
the
pregnancy.
time. which is it takes an edge case and tries to talk about an edge case for the generality.
I just showed you where
They
it
have a
didn't apply,
complete
and like you just like don't like it.
Misunderstanding.
No, you just don't like it. So you don't like it
If
whenever
you can't-
your reasoning doesn't
what
apply.
I would
You said the reason why that's relevantly different between men and women is that women specifically can get pregnant. I gave you a scenario where women can't get pregnant, and you still
women
said it
cannot get
applies.
pregnant, it's still not. They can have a high body count if they wish. Sure. It's fine if they wish to do so, but it is going to degrade their soul as it does men as well. If you are sleeping around with a lot of people, it does degrade your soul.
No, but is it equal? Is it equal when a woman's infertile?
Is it equal when a woman is
To a
infertile?
man.
To a man? Well, I think because a woman is usually taken care of by a man, or if she's trying to look for a husband, then maybe not. But
What are you
if she's
talking?
looking to-
What? How does that even respond to what I just said?
What are you talking about?
I said,
talking about an
should a
infertile-
woman's body count be viewed the same way if we're relating to a woman in which is infertile?
Yes, in the sense that it will be bad for them. Now, can they have children? No. So obviously they are different.
Now, do you
from
think it's
women who can have
possible?
children.
Do you think it's possible for men and women to be viewed in the same way, right? Given the fact that, do you think it's possible for them to be viewed out in the same way, given the fact that, sorry, I just forgot. Given that they're infertile. Sorry, my brain.
Can you repeat your question?
Alicia, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Do you think it's possible for women to be viewed the same as men as it relates to body count in terms of how much it matters when a woman is infertile?
I don't think it is possible to make it the same in the way that it is viewed. If you're saying that men are going to perceive women like, oh, because you are infertile. I mean, that's not ideal for, I think your question is just an edge case. It doesn't matter for the majority. Like, it's not making sense. Right. And men and women are fundamentally different. Obviously, you look at a man and a woman and they look different. It's like there are obvious differences between the two of us. And there are obvious differences in the way that children come into this world because of the differences in the genders. And so because of that, and because of that system that is laid down by nature, there is a difference between male and female body counts. It doesn't mean men.
You're paused right now, by the way.
And try to,
I can't hear what you're saying. You paused.
sleeping with 1,000 women. Men should not be doing that.
Tyler,
but it is different
Tyler, I don't know what you
between the
just said
two
because
because
you
the
cut
way
out.
that children come into the world are different.
Hey, Tyler, you
Say
cut
again?
out, so I did not hear what you said.
Okay, I can repeat. Essentially, what I'm saying is men and women are fundamentally different, and the way that children come into the world that is important for when you are looking at how body count works. That's simply the nature of reality. And there's no way to fundamentally change that.
Okay, so you said that we're fundamentally different. I don't know what you mean by that completely, but
You
I
don't-
would just
you don't
ask
understand
you.
what I mean by
I
we
would
are
just ask
fundamentally
you,
different? You can look at a man and a woman and they are different.
Tyler. Can I please fucking finish?
Sure, dude. I like your stuff, by the way. I think this is a fun show.
Okay. So what I'm saying, it's fundamentally different, right? What I'm questioning in that scenario. By the way, I should say when I cut people off, right? I cut people off in the context in which they didn't know what I said prior, or it is the case that it's productive to the conversation. You're cutting off just to cut people off, right? There's a fundamental difference between those. I just want to clarify that first. Right. Secondly, as it relates to when someone is saying fundamentally, they're saying the core aspects of that individual, right? The base aspects, okay? And the fundamentals as it relates to humans are the same.
But within the
make sense?
genders, but you are an expression of your physical body's gender in your mind as well as in reality. You don't think that it changes. You don't think that they're connected. Your brain and your body, they are connected. You are one soul. You are one soul in a
I don't believe in a soul.
Yes,
but
you
like
are.
I don't believe in a soul, but I do.
That's fine.
But I do think that like there's interconnections between like the mind and the body. I'm not disputing that.
Yeah. So because of that, it change, and also
What's your point? Wait, what's your point with that?
Bro, I can't remember.
Yeah, I was like, if they're connected under both, that doesn't really give us a difference between the two. Because again, when you're saying that men and women are different, right? My question is just going to be, what's relevantly different between men and women that means that we should treat them differently?
That women can have children and that men cannot. right? Women have to bear children. And because of that, it creates a social dynamic where men are looking for women that have slept with less men. It doesn't mean that men should be sleeping with more women, but that is the nature of how things work, simply because biology is set up a specific way that women are the ones that carry children.
Oh, okay. So there's a few things here. One would be that I bring up the scenario where they're not pregnant and it still matters the same. Two would be that, again, if it's just what people are motivated towards looking for, well, you can change what people are motivated towards looking for in society. So we could do that with women, right? We could make it so that women, right, are motivated to only look for men who sleep with less women. Okay, so the same motivation can exist with women, and you can hold men and women to the same standard within that respect. So you arguing that it's not possible for us to have the same standards as it relates to men and women on the standard is just simply not going to be true.
But I believe that natural instinct is going to overcome what you're talking about here, because there is a natural element where women are attracted to men that are powerful, masculine men that are powerful. And many times those types of men end up sleeping with multiple women, whether or not they should, right? And so that has been a basic just way that the clock of human time has turned for a very, very long time. And when you're talking about cases like a woman being infertile, we can discuss that. But the thing is, what carries humanity forward, what carries the great human flesh that exists all together here is children and families. And what establishes a family is children. Because if you have children, then you need a place of safety and you need a community and you need all of these things. And so when we're discussing male and female relationships, we have to discuss those relationships within the terms of children, because that is how society keeps going forward.
I mean, you could have an argument here that like men and women both have an impact. Like men and women, if they both just like only looked for like one people or like just for like their long-term partner, then you would just have more families and more children
Definitely.
or whatnot, right? But that would be true for men and women then. Then it would be a standard you just only apply to women. And then also
you
like
would be applying to both of them.
also
You're
you
right.
making the claim as it relates to like that women are into men who are powerful. I think you're looking at like a specific subset of women, and you're also like just looking at like the context in which people have to gravitate towards power to be able to like continue to live, right? And they do so in order to be able to make their lives better off. So
Right.
that doesn't necessarily mean that people are attracted sexually to these types of things or are looking for this. That just means that there's like an aspect of society that people are doing this to survive.
Well, I think there's a lot to be said about the nature of power and sexual attraction being linked. I mean, I would say by and large, it's pretty hard to make the claim that those two things are not linked. I mean, if you look at human stories across time, this is something we see in many, many major archetypal stories. So to say that there's not a nature to that, I think there absolutely is.
Wait, not a nature to what? Sorry.
There is a nature to power and sexual attraction being linked.
Okay, so can you show me?
What I'm talking about is the nature just between the masculine and the feminine, where the masculine fundamentally is the act, or is the power, right? Is the force of nature moving forward, right?
Not necessarily. I don't know. I wouldn't associate masculinity with power, but typically
I
we've seen it.
understand. This is now where I become a right-wing person, and we go that whole route, because there is a fundamental difference between the nature of men and women and the nature of masculinity and femininity. And there is an outward force to masculinity, and there is an inward force, like things being done to them, to femininity, right? The masculine acts, the feminine receives. And this
I don't think I wouldn't
nature
hold to
between
this
men and women.
notion. The masculine acts, the feminine receives. I won't hold to these notions.
I know you don't. That's fine. I don't assume you will.
So then I'm confused what the point is.
Well, what I'm saying is that is the nature of life. That's what we see. Whether or not you are seeing that is your prerogative, but that is what we see. That this is why
You're arguing
men have
that this is
traditionally
going to
led
happen
families
regardless,
over the
right?
course of human time, is because the masculine, the patriarch, the patriarchy is not an idea that can be destroyed. It is the fundamental basis that has built all societies.
Oh, are you arguing patriarchy is necessary?
Yes.
So
Well, it's not only
patriarchy
necessary, it is just the natural way.
Yes, I do. I just want to. It's not. First of all, I don't think that there's argument necessarily here that just because something's natural, that means it's the right thing to do. That's one thing. Two,
That's a very important question, right? What the natural, like the closeness between the right way and the natural way.
yeah,
Because I
just
think
because
that-
something's natural does not mean it's right to do. So even if you were to establish that patriarchy is natural, that doesn't mean it's right. Like for example, you're not doing something natural right now by talking to me on the phone. So I don't think you care about the natural way, right? Secondly,
Well, I'm communicating with another human soul. So there's a difference in the way that we're doing that. We're speaking over the internet, but
which is not
communicating
natural.
to another person.
But it's not
And
natural.
that's very natural.
No, it's not natural for us to do it over the phone. Is it natural to talk over the phone?
Not necessarily, but
Okay,
I
there
think
you
it's a
go.
strange question.
You're communicating though. So like the idea. So the idea that I'm relating to is that patriarchy is harmful as well. Patriarchy has led to like suppression of women. So, Shannon, I appreciate the dollar. Thank you so much. It has led to women not having broader access to rights. There have been significant levels of social stigmas that are harmful towards women, that have been targeted towards women throughout the context of society because of the patriarchy. All right, so that's why we've been trying to argue to dismantle these particular aspects of the patriarchy that still influence our society today. And there are still social norms that exist in our society that are derivative of the patriarchy that we're advocating against today. That's what this next wave of feminism is about. It's not about the laws necessarily anymore. It's about the social norms that are derivative of the patriarchy that still influence people and how they act.
I think right now, in the society that you and I are currently living in, will be this is as matriarchal as society is going to get right now.
We don't live in a matriarchal society either.
Yes, we
right?
do.
No, we
Absolutely.
don't. No, we don't. You're actually Delulu, right? We
I
live
understand. I understand. That's such
Cooley,
a,
I appreciate the $5. Thank you so much.
I understand that that's a surprising statement, but I think we definitely are. We are at the most.
Yeah, we live in such a matriarchy that women's rights
most
to an
comfortable
abortion are being
society
taken
that's ever
away, right, in many states. Yep. Yep, such a matriarchy.
Well, I think the abortion argument is just going to rage because that's how they like to entertain people through the news. The abortion will always be a news piece because it's a news piece. It's like it's going to be in some states and not in others, and back and forth and back and forth. It's going to be like that for a long, long time.
What's your argument?
My argument is just, I think you're pivoting into abortion, which is just like a leftist talking point that's not really about what we're discussing.
No, I'm just giving you an argument just so like if it's such a matriarchy, then I don't know how like something that's overwhelmingly supported by women, access to abortion, is being, taken away in many states, but it doesn't really seem like much of a matriarchy. Plus, most people who are in Congress, most people who are in positions of power in the United States are men. Still.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matriarchy.
Many
Matriarchy.
men are in positions. Absolutely. What I'm saying is that we live in an extremely comfortable world, like especially probably for, I don't know, since like the 90s.
Yeah, me being a white man in the United States, yeah, it's absolutely comfortable for people like me, right? But for what about the people who are living around the world that grew up in places in which are significantly less privileged than where I've grown up, right? People that are born in conditions where they have to work as children in mines, right? For the very phones that we're on here talking to each other on, like about, okay? So like, I mean, it's comfortable for us, right? But what about the other people?
No, I think it is comfortable for many, many countries right now, more than it used to be, way more. And obviously that's not all countries all together, because that's not how literally anything ever works ever. But there is a large majority of silence, of calmness, of comfortability right now. Like, I think, like World War II.
That doesn't mean that there's a lot of comfortability. Just because there's more comfortability that relates to the overall system now proportionally than we've seen in the past does not mean that that level of comfortability has reached enough amount of people, or has reached a lot of people even. There are literally, dude, if you make $30,000 a year in the United States, you are in the top 1% globally.
Yeah, 100%.
$30,000 a year, top 1% globally. Okay, so do you think that people are comfortable when those are the living standards in the world?
You know what? Kind of. Yeah. Like, I would say so. Like, I don't think we're going to a bigger, massive socialist state any more than we are now. Like, I think
I'm not a socialist.
That's fine. What I'm talking about is we exist in a big, essentially globally federal system that's all connected, that is a group of corporations and government and the money system all sort of colluded together to control what we have. That
Ayana,
system,
thank you so much for the $2. I appreciate it.
that system, I think, is at the height that it is going to be. And that system has wanted everyone to be as comfortable as possible so that we don't get angry and do our own thing and split away from them. That's what I mean by we are the most comfortable than we have been.
I'm not disputing that quality of life has increased over time, but I don't think that it means that we're to a degree in which we would say that like most people are comfortable. I think most people are still in fears and anxieties, right, associated with being able to establish their basic necessities. And I don't think that people should
That's
have those
true,
fears
but
and anxieties associated with base necessities. I think that we should be able to move past that, right? Move past the aspect of nature, right? When it relates to
I don't
that.
think
That's the
we're
whole
going
point of
so
these
far.
systems is to protect us from nature.
I don't
So if
think
all
we're
of our
going to
systems
move
are meant to
past it.
protect us from nature, why the hell does our economic system not protect us from nature?
Well, our economic system doesn't protect us from nature because our economic system is not here to help us. It is here to enslave us.
No, our economic system should be here to help us.
I agree, but it won't.
And also, I don't know what you mean by like me and you, right? We're not enslaved.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Yes, we are.
I'm not a slave.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
You're delusional. You're actually delusional. If you think that I am a slave, going on TikTok live, debating people for my job, majoring in economics, if you think I'm a slave, you need to get a grip on reality.
It's a very
You need to
comfortable
rethink
slavery.
your entire reality.
This is how sort of like Luciferianism works. Is it's not
What?
about difficulty. Listen to me. It's not about difficulty. It is always about comfort. What people who don't want you to do well want you to do, what keeps you in slavery is comfortability, is being very, very comfortable. It's not about being uncomfortable, because the moment that you're uncomfortable, things change. It is about.
So are you saying the
your
only way
comfortability.
slavery can exist is if people are comfortable?
Yes.
Okay, so you think that people were comfortable during American slavery? Delera, I appreciate the $1. Thank you. You think people were comfortable?
That's a good question. I mean, some of them had to have been. Absolutely. I mean, it's, that this is the
Do
nature
you
of
think
how-
all slaves in American slavery and in the antebellum era were comfortable?
No.
Okay, so it did not rely upon comfortability. That's just like a wild claim to make, bro. That like
say that
slavery
again?
relies upon comfortability.
Yeah, it does.
And no, it doesn't.
absolutely
It
does.
relies upon force.
Well, it absolutely relies on force, but it also relies on comfortability as well, because the police also keep you enslaved. They keep you sort of on the track, right? You don't do anything crazy, but then it is your
That's
comfortability.
not slave. Wait, what do you mean by slave?
So we're not enslaved by like jails or plantations anymore. We are slaved through debt. We are enslaved through owing other people.
Okay, so I'm not a slave because I have no debt.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
Brooke, thank you for the $2. I appreciate it.
So then you're right. You're not a slave.
Oh, okay. Okay, so wouldn't you just relate to like I wouldn't relate to that as slavery. I would relate to that as like we could have a few things. One could be someone consentfully took out stuff to be able to do this, and then you have like some sort of thing to pay off. Two could be the idea that like someone was put into a system where they were taught that these things are acceptable and these are things that you need to do. And then because these were things that they need to do, they then worked themselves into a position where they essentially have to work to be able to sustain themselves as it relates to this debt or whatnot that they've brought up in their life. You can make an argument for that in terms of how we predispose people in society, and then those would just be arguments for like education, and
Right.
stuff like that.
You can make
right, against
all
that,
kinds of
which I would argue for, but that does not consider us slaves.
This is the thing, right? It's not
I just
about,
consider some level of exploitation in our society that we can get rid of by the nature of education.
I think
Not necessarily
by-
the nature of completely radically changing the economic system, but through the context of education.
by putting your money into debt, right? By taking out loans and then having to pay off those loans. And then you have a job that you trade money or time for money and then you have to take that money and then give it to loans, that is slavery because it is depleting your time. It is time theft. That's what makes it slavery. Now you can
Okay, so
you
let's say
can
this.
say, oh well, the definition of this system is this. It's this.
No,
Right? You can
Nancy,
call
thank you
it
for the
not
$2. I
slavery.
appreciate it. No,
That's what they do. Is just call it not slavery.
no.
but
Okay,
it still
so
is.
so if I am in nature by myself
Mm-hmm.
and there is apples on a tree, in order for me to get the apple and be able to eat myself, right? I have to give up time to be able to go get it. Is that time theft?
No, because you're choosing to do so.
Oh, okay. So the person who chooses to get debt, they chose to do so, right?
Yes, they did. choose
Oh, okay.
slavery,
So it's
yes.
not slavery.
They did choose slavery. Yes.
So it's not theft.
Right. Well,
And it's not
it is-
slavery.
It is slavery, but it
No,
is
it's
chosen
not.
slavery.
Oh, okay. So when
This
you
is kinda interesting
when
because then you go back
so
to that
you're in
previous
you're in the
interview with
forest.
Kanye.
You're in the forest. There's a tree. There's an apple on the tree. Is it slavery for you to go get that apple?
This is kind of interesting because I wonder what was happening when Kanye was on TMZ talking about slavery as a choice. Because there is a choice nature.
Tyler, can you answer my
being
question?
Under someone else's authority. Like actually, there is a choice in you being under someone else's authority.
Tyler, I asked you a question. Okay, you're gonna answer my question. My question was specifically about a apple that is on the tree. Okay, in order for you to get the apple that's on the tree, you have to do stuff. You have to give up your time. Does that make you a slave? Does that make you a slave?
Parker, your question is dumb.
Can you tell me why and engage with it at all, or are you just gonna
Sure,
say
yeah.
it's dumb?
I can engage with it absolutely. The point is the apple is not trying to enslave you. If someone is let's say there's a wicked witch, right? Who has now enchanted that apple.
So now there has to be a person that's enslaving you.
Yes.
Okay. So
Yeah,
who's the
correct.
person that's enslaving you?
In regards to debt,
Yeah.
the Federal Reserve and the federal banking system.
Okay, so first of all, you think that all debt comes from the Federal Reserve and the federal banking system? Not true.
It overflows out of them. There's a million
Sure,
companies and a million banks
they
and a
produce-
million ways to
yeah.
slice it. It all comes out of
Yeah,
one.
it comes out of the so
fundamental,
it comes
like-
from the central bank. Okay, yeah, but they're not like, it just depends on the scenario. So, sure, let's say you got your loan directly from the central bank, right? Let's say you did, right? You think that causes people to be enslaved. So you're saying if I give my friend a loan, right? You're saying that I've enslaved him?
In a way, yes. You have influence over him.
Have you ever given a loan to your friend? Alicia, I
never-
appreciate the $10. Thank you so much. No?
I've never given a loan. I've either given people money or not.
So you think that I've enslaved people because I've given them money?
Well, I'm not saying you can't, but you have influence over a person that owes you money. Absolutely. I mean, that's common sense.
No, but that does not mean I've enslaved them.
Influence over someone's actions is what that's what it is. Influence over someone's actions being brought under someone else's authority. You can call it different things, right? You can call it servants, you can call it slaves, you can call it soldiers.
Influence is not slavery. Me giving money to my friend when he's in a place of need, when he can give it to me back when he's not in a place of need, that's not slavery.
No, it doesn't
Okay?
have to be. Like you can
For
be
you to
nice.
think that's slavery
Yeah, of
is
course.
fucking wild to me, okay?
No, I'm talking, but that's not what's happening. So what you're doing there is you're
Wait,
talking
how did
about
we
a
get to
micro-
slavery? I actually forgot.
You're talking about someone that you know. That's completely different than a system that is impersonal. And that's another thing I think is really broken right now about society is that it is so extremely impersonal, right? Loans are more evil because they are impersonal. If you went to a friend just like you're discussing, or if you went to someone important in your town, let's say, and you got a loan from them and they kind of know you and you can work things out, that's one thing. But to have a massive globalized system where everyone gets their loans from and everyone becomes a number and a piece of paper, it dehumanizes all of us and we all do what everyone else does, which is buy more cars and more houses and more credit card debt, and we all become
Okay,
enslaved.
this is an argument against any market-based system, saying that market-based
No.
systems dehumanize people.
No.
Okay,
no.
but any
It's
type of
debt that
any type of trade is based in a market.
No,
right? Money
it is
is something that we attribute to these types of transfers.
Money and debt are
I
not
appreciate the
the same
subscription.
thing.
Thank you so much.
money and debt are not the same thing. You can have a money system without debt, and that is the ideal system. And that's the system we had.
No, actually, I don't think that a system without debt is ideal. I think that a system with debt would be ideal, but we need to increase the level of education surrounding people getting like debt and whatnot.
I don't know. I think there's always going to be uneducated people, and I think people take on debt because of emotions. Just
Wait,
as-
Tyler, can you remind me of how we got to this?
because I think we're both smart people, and we're just kind of hanging out.
No, like actually, I don't know how we were talking about body count. I don't know how the hell we got to slavery.
Yeah, me neither.
Does anyone remember in chat? Like, I actually have no matriarchal.
Oh yeah, probably that. Oh yeah, because then I made the jump into like comfortability is Luciferian, right? Comfortability is like what is dark, what is evil.
And I
went
mentioned
in that
slavery.
direction.
I think I brought up slavery as like just because it exists in society doesn't mean it's justified or like some sort of thing like that. And then we went to I don't know. Is there anything else you want to bring up related to this topic?
Not really, dude. It was fun hanging out.
Sure. I'd love to have a broader conversation about that sometime in the future, man.
Sure.
Appreciate it. All right. Have a good day. All right, let's go on to the next person. Everyone, only send a guest request if you disagree. If you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men, we are just looking for some debates, everyone. Please only send a guest request if you do disagree, y'all. By the way, everyone, we got about an hour or so left on the live, y'all. We're going to be off at 6:15 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you want to keep tapping the screen, I would appreciate that. Let's try to get to 1 million likes, everyone. We're almost there. If you do want to support me, Venmo and Cash App is in the bio, everyone. I get 100% of the proceeds there. You already know the deal as well. If you do want to support me through TikTok, the only way to do so is through the subs on TikTok. Agbor, I appreciate the $2. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 36, and yes.
How old are you?
Having some audio issues. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Do you hear me fine?
Okay, yes.
Do you
Hey.
think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Why so?
Well, the risks that women take when they engage in intercourse are greater than those that men take.
In what context?
In terms of the chances of contracting an STI or the chances of pregnancy and the
Katie, I appreciate the
repercussions.
subscription. Thank you so much.
therefrom.
Okay, so should a woman who engages with let's say that there is a woman that engages with the use of contraception and then a man that engages without the use of contraception. Should the man be looked at in a more negative connotation than the woman for the same body count?
No. I didn't just say in terms of reproduction. I said I primarily said the chances of contracting an STI, which has nothing to do with contraception.
Well, I mean, if you're using condoms, right? Like, wouldn't you have a reduced likelihood of getting an STI?
So you would think that even when condoms are involved, the risks are greater for women than they are for men.
No, that's if both sides are using a condom. I'm talking about one
obviously
side using
in
a condom.
any sexual interaction between a man and a woman, sides would be, effectively given the same,
Oh no, you're not
effective
understanding. You're not
protection.
understanding what I'm saying. You're not understanding what I'm saying. So I'm saying there's a man and a woman, right? And then there's another group of a man and a woman. Okay, the man and the woman in this one scenario, they're using a condom, right? The man and the woman in this scenario, they're not using a condom. So the man in this scenario should be looked at in a more negative connotation than the woman in the other scenario who is using the condom. Because again, he's at a greater likelihood of getting an STI than she is.
Possibly. But I
No, it would be. It would
think
be.
you're getting away from the point here, which is you're you're creating within the question a disparity in situations that negates the question itself.
No, it's not negating it. It's testing your original
Yeah, it is,
principle
because
here.
you're then comparing apples and oranges. You're taking it from the man and the woman wearing the condom to the man and the women who aren't. If you compare the man and the women who wear the condom to another man and women who wear a condom but have a lower body count, then you're comparing apples to apples.
Yeah, so no, you're not understanding what I'm comparing. What I was
I
comparing.
am understanding it.
No, you're not.
You're making a
Please
conflation.
please let me finish.
Sure.
Okay. What I was specifically comparing was the risk. Okay. You brought up as an argument that the risks for women in terms of STIs are higher when they engage in intercourse than men, right? So I brought up a scenario in which the risks are higher for men comparative to women. And you did not say that it would matter more for the man compared to the woman, even though the risks in this scenario were higher for the man than the woman.
Right.
That's
because
what I
you
was comparing.
because you added a distinction that is irrelevant to the sex, the biological sex of the parties involved.
What do we mean a distinction?
When you add mitigating circumstances to one party, but you don't add them to the other, and then you're trying to make a comparison, you are conflating the point.
Albert, you're not understand. I just explained what my comparison is. Please listen.
I heard you. I heard you. I understand what you're saying, and you are conflating.
You didn't understand
the two.
what I'm saying. Okay? Because
Sure.
what I'm specifically comparing is just the risk factor. Okay? I'm seeing if you hold this principle, this reason in another scenario. Okay? That's what I'm comparing. I'm not saying, right, they have to both be wearing a condom and then who has more. That's not what I'm trying to compare. I'm not saying who, when engaging in intercourse, has a higher risk of an STD. That's not what I'm saying. What I am questioning is your original reasoning and principle that dictates that if you have this higher risk threshold, or not risk threshold, if you have this higher risk factor when you engage, that means that it should be looked at in a more negative connotation. That's what I'm comparing.
Sure.
Specifically.
And you know what? You're right, but here's the problem with your comparison. It is that in both situations, the fact that the woman is engaging in intercourse brings higher risk in both situations than the fact that the man is engaging in the intercourse. Yes, it does.
No, because the scenario that I brought up, the man is using no condom. The woman is using a condom.
Yeah,
So
you're adding mitigating
the woman-
circumstances. Then sure, in that case, that's different.
That's exactly the
But
whole point. The
in
reason why
general-
I'm adding the mitigating circumstances is to demonstrate that when it is the case that a man has a higher risk factor for STDs when engaging in intercourse, you still do not look at it in a more negative context. So the only connotation in which you look at someone in a more negative context, given a higher risk factor, is when it's a woman. That's what I'm pointing out.
That's completely no. That's not true. I agreed. In that situation, when the man is doing that, he's at greater risk. So it's a greater lack of judgment, I would say, perhaps.
Appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Okay, so he should be looked at in a more negative connotation.
In that circumstance, yes, but you're
Great.
comparing apples and oranges.
No, I'm not.
You're not comparing equal.
Dude, holy fuck, I just explained it. Albert,
If
I
you're
just explained it multiple
simply
times.
on the basis of sex, then you would see what I'm saying. But you are unwilling to do that because you have a vested interest in encouraging women to have sex.
I think body count should matter for men and women the same. I'm not encouraging anyone to have sex. I think
you
that if people
absolutely
relate
are.
to my own psychological preferences, they would look for relationships in the context of long-term relationships. I don't hook
You
up with people.
absolutely are. You are absolutely.
I'm not arguing
encouraging
for
them
people to
have
hook
sex.
up.
You
How?
you don't realize it, but you are. You are telling women that they are not at any more risk when engaging in intercourse than men are.
So as it relates to like STDs, certain STDs, men are more at risk than women are for certain STDs. If we want to relate to STDs overall, when engaging in intercourse, women have a greater predisposition.
You're
It's just
deflecting.
less likely. It's less likely for a woman to have an STD or STD
Now you're
because it is the case that they are more likely to test. They're more likely to engage in the use of contraception, things that keep them safer overall comparative to men. That was the next point that I was going to make: is that women are more likely to use methods to keep their risk factors lower. Abby, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it.
You're deflecting from the fact that you're making an
Albert, you're lagging out. I can't quite hear you right now.
Given all other things being, oh my gosh,
You're lagging
you are
out.
arguing.
Tap the screen,
that-
everyone. Let's try to get to 1.5 million likes. If you want to help get out to more people, everyone share the live. Copy link, send it to your friends. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio as well. Everyone, if you do want to support me as well, a free way to support me is by following the live. We're almost to 400,000 lives, y'all. Or 400,000
Can you hear me?
followers. Yeah, I do hear you.
Yeah. So here's the
Jayla, thank you for
thing.
subscription. I
Actually,
appreciate Jayla.
I think a lot of people have good intuition on this, but they jump to the wrong argument. They have this intuition that sex is more valuable for women than it is for men, and therefore women are exchanging more in the equation than men are, but they can't articulate why that is.
Logan,
And
thank
really
you for the
avoid-
subscription. I appreciate it. I don't think that sex is more valuable for women.
I know you don't.
Dave, thank you
But
for the subscription.
all
I appreciate
the
it. Thank you.
a lot of
Auntie,
your
thank you for the
guests have
subscription
that.
as well. I appreciate it.
A lot of your guests have that intuition, but they can't articulate the argument. And it really boils down to one fact, and that is that eggs are precious and sperm is cheap.
And are you? I don't think that that would be what the basis for the argument is, because even if it is the case that we would relate to an individual that doesn't have these two things, right? It still would apply, because these are more like
Right.
like socially constructed norms around
You're right.
sex,
I'm-
right? And these
all that I'm
socially
trying to
constructed
do-
norms seem to be
Absolutely.
mostly derivative of like patriarchal social norms.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Yeah.
All that I'm saying is that is the basis of a lot of people's intuition around this, and that's a valid thought in my mind.
I don't think it is. Like I
You
don't
don't
see
think
that. I
eggs
don't.
are precious and sperm is really. Um, if it's not sentient, you obviously don't care. That's fine.
Obviously, you care about it.
All that I'm saying is that I do. I mean, I wish I had access to eggs right now. You know, like I'd love to have kids, but I'm a gay man, so that's not happening. But
Well, you can find someone that would give you the ability to produce children through IVF or something like that. There are egg donors.
that sounds great. It's really expensive. That's a whole other sidebar. But
Yeah, which I think that we should do it something to be able to reduce that.
But the point is, a woman has a set number of eggs that she has in her
Yeah,
life.
W Athena in the comments. Yeah, sorry, go for it.
And a woman has a set number of eggs that she has in her life. A man can produce sperm like you wouldn't believe. So that for that reason, I would argue it's true. Eggs bear a lot more value than sperm.
Eggs carry more value than sperm. I mean, you could say eggs carry more value than sperm, but I don't really value either or, like really, at all.
Well, that's a shame because I think you need more
I
people
appreciate
on
the
this.
subscription. Thank you so much for the 6 month.
But even the reproduction issue aside, there is still the very real fact that when a man and a woman engages in intercourse, all other things being equal, the woman is at a greater risk than the man is.
Oh, you're cutting out.
When a man and a woman engage in intercourse, all other things being equal, the risk is greater for the women than it is for the man.
Again, as it relates to STIs or STDs, is that what you're saying?
Yeah. And
So again,
pregnancy, as well, but as a secondary.
Yeah, we
add-on.
could talk about a woman who's infertile, and we could talk about a woman who uses a condom, right? Where they'll have a lower rate of STD and pregnancy.
Yeah,
as
you're
it would relate to
negating
the
my
scenario with
you're
the man.
ignoring what I said.
Victoria,
You're
I appreciate
ignoring
the
what I
subscription.
said.
Thank you so much.
What I said was all other things being equal.
Wait, sorry. What respect? I didn't catch that.
All other things. Let me say it again. All other things being equal. the risk is greater for a woman than it is for a man.
What things? Wait, I don't. What are you? I don't know what you're. I don't know the full context.
All the other mitigating circumstances that you're bringing up, if you eliminate that and you realize that anytime you're having heterosexual intercourse, there's a man and a woman involved, therefore, all other things in that general broad context should be considered equal. In that situation, in any intercourse situation, whether a condom is involved or not, when you're comparing that exact situation, the man's risk to the woman's risk, the woman is at greater risk.
Okay, that's not what I need to even relate to, Albert. I'm just testing the original principle that you established that says that if someone has a higher likelihood of getting a risk from STDs or from pregnancy or something like that, well, then they should be looked at a more negative connotation for the same body count.
Okay, but you're still not even acknowledging what I'm saying, which is that all other things being equal, the risk is
I've already
greater
acknowledged
for
that a
the
fucking
woman.
million
So
times,
you do agree?
Albert.
Do you
Yes.
agree that
On
Okay,
the
thank
individual
you.
circumstance, women
Yes,
do have
I
a
want-
higher likelihood of being able to get it from engaging, but women
Thank
are less
you.
likely to have
That is it.
STDs.
That
Stop
is what
talking,
I wanted
Albert. Be
you to say.
quiet. Be quiet. Women are less likely to have
man.
STDs because it is the case that they're
Upset?
more likely to engage in the use of testing and more likely to engage in the use of contraception. I've already said this in this conversation, Albert. I've
I have
already
not
described
heard
this
you say
multiple
it.
times.
I have never heard you say that, and I want that to be clear
I
to
said
women
this
out there
multiple
because
times in
honestly,
this convo.
here's the problem. I listen to you talk all the time, and all the time I'm getting the message that it is okay for women to engage in just as much sex as men, all things being equal. And the reality is that is misleading, that is misinformation, and you shouldn't be sending that message out
No, I
to
do think
young
it's
girls.
okay. Even if you have a higher risk of getting an STD, I still think it's okay for you to engage to the same degree as other
Well, I'm glad that you're being honest about that.
Like, I'm not saying it's morally wrong. He just left. Did he just leave? Really? Wow, he just left. Wow, that's actually unbelievable. That is unbelievable. We're gonna go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Keep tapping that screen. Let's try to get to 1.5 million likes. If you want to help get out to more people, everyone, share the live copy link, send it to a few friends. We're gonna go on to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you think that a high body count should matter for women, but not for men, y'all. Good riddance. So real, bro. Dude, I never raise my voice at guests, bro. I swear. That is an uncommon event, chat. I never do that, like, in general in my life. But that guy is just, like, annoying as fuck to deal with. Like, I never do that. That's actually wild. I feel weird when I do that. I feel so weird, chat. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
What'd you say?
How old are you?
I'm 22.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men? That was yeah. He just left. We wish you'd do it more. No, I get it, y'all. I myself, I don't like the idea of like raising voices in general and typical. It's just the people I get on my lives, I almost like have to sometimes to be able to like engage with them in the conversation. But typically, like especially in like my personal life, I am like so against all that type of stuff. Like I don't know. I just feel weird doing it online. Even I don't know. I don't like raising my voice. Yeah, no, I don't either. It makes me honestly like I like break down almost. Hey, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, I'm 23.
Do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men?
So. I think for men, I think for women, it's a case where if you're a woman, I feel like it should probably be lower.
Okay, so why do you think that's the case?
Because I think for men, it's a case like, say I was attracted to this girl, and say she told me that she was with 50 people. I might want to have sex with her, but I might not want to be in a relationship with her because I think like men feel as though they need this sense of, okay.
Wait, why would you have sex with a girl who has 50 bodies but you wouldn't date her?
No, this is what I'm saying. A man would probably have sex with them, but they probably wouldn't want longevity.
Would you? Would you?
No, I wouldn't.
So,
Me
okay, so
personally, I wouldn't.
I'm just talking about you right now, right? So why do you think that body count should matter between for men but not women?
Well, me personally, I think realistically,
Oh, he just left. That's the first time I've actually like touched the screen, like when someone like literally just like disconnected. I was literally looking at the chat. I was reading a chat. But yeah, no, China, I appreciate it. I want to, hopefully they'll listen in the future. That's the goal. That's the goal. Yeah, Nyla, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Parker kicked JK. Seriously though, like people think I kick when I'm like literally my hands will be up, my hands will be like here, and they'll think I still kick people. Like I like use telepathy to kick people. They're right. They're so right. All right, only send a guest request if you disagree. Again, we are just looking for some debates, y'all. Yo, what's up, how old are you?
All right, only send.
Hello?
Yo,
How old are you?
19.
Yeah, do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men?
High body count. Oh, I just joined the live. Actually, yeah.
Before we do, why is your name Certified Cheater? Are you talking like cheating?
No, don't even go there. No, you even how to go there. No, that's not the point. No, I just put it there just for it to be there. You know.
Like,
Does
so
it
you're
bother
not
you?
so you're
Does
not
it
talking
bother
cheating
you?
in that context.
No, I'm not talking cheating. No.
I'm just making sure, bro. Dude, fuck, I don't know why you're getting so defensive, dude.
I'm not getting defensive. Nah, this is not the first question that I got from like people like you that do questions and shit. You know, so.
Okay, man.
But
Why should it matter for women but not for men?
It should matter for women, but not for men. Because if you think about it, right, you approach a female, boom, you know, and yeah, never mind. I'm not gonna cook. Never mind. I think I just wasted both of our times here, and appreciate you for letting me on here today, and have a good night.
Okay, dude. Okay. I'm not talking about cheating when I say cheating. I'm not talking about cheating when I say cheating. That's so real. That's so real. I love Athena's sense of humor. I feel like Athena and I have a really similar sense of humor. Yeah, Devin, definitely. At least you was self-aware. So real. All right, let's go to the next person, everyone. Only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. We are just looking for some debates. Okay, it's not accepting people. I'm trying. No one heard that. No one heard that. Thanks for the free sub, Parker. Oh yeah, of course, Nat. Anytime. I literally see you here all the time. You can always ask for one, Nat. And Nat, you're a mod, right? Too. So like, yeah, I typically will give it to mods, especially that need help. Typically, mods like we'll do it towards people that do need like help or something. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
How old are you?
Yo, I'm 21.
For sure. What's your birth year?
March. I just wanted to say hi to everybody, to be honest.
March is a birth year?
I just want to say hi. I don't really feel like arguing.
Okay, man. Hi. It's nice to see you, dude. Fuck. By the way, everyone, we probably got a little less than an hour left on the live. You want to see some debates, everyone, keep tapping that screen, keep sharing the live. We're going to try. We'll probably get like 5 hours, 40 minutes, something like that. We might go for like 5 hours and 30 minutes or something like that today. So that's another like 37 minutes, it seems. Another 37. Yeah. So at least we got that, everyone. At least that we got that. All right. Let me try to get to the next person real quick, everyone. Only send a guest request if you disagree. If you like my content, everyone, follow me if you have not already. I thought I just got bananaed real quick, everyone. I kind of got scared because my camera went out for a second on my other screen. Parker starting the countdown. No, I'm not starting the countdown. I just have I'm going to a movie with my girlfriend and like her family and stuff and friends. Else I would be on live for so long, chat. It's been a minute since I've done this topic, so we've got yo, Chelsea, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Chelsea. We got to do this topic here again. People were telling me in the comment section. I've been so busy recently, chat. Like I just finally got finished with my my econometric paper yesterday, and I'm still just finishing up homework this next week. I have finals, and then when I'm done, chat, I'm gonna actually like be able to think for a little bit, for like a month at least. or a few months at least, because the classes aren't crazy in the beginning. W, finished your paper? Yeah, with the appendix, chat, it was like 22 pages. It's actually wild. That's definitely the long. Matt, I told Matt that that it hit 22 pages with the appendix, and he was like, "Oh, that's so." It's funny that you think that's a long paper, because he wrote like 100+ page paper. Y'all got to see that shit. Matt's like actually cracked. Like the shit he had to do for school is actually unbelievable in terms of how long his papers were. Like it actually makes no sense. It's like over 100. That's literally a book. That is a book, right? That's what I said. That's actually exactly what I said. I said that is a book. That's not even a paper at that point. Oh, by the way, everyone, there's just 4,000 people chilling here right now. If you want to support the live, follow if you have not already. I go live literally every day. So if you've been watching for a little bit, make sure to follow. A lot of people who watch the lives, they'll be in here, but they don't follow. I mean, there's nothing that harms you in following. Except for I might pop up on your For You page, so that's kind of tough. Yeah, if you follow, I do pop up on your For You page. So if you want me to pop up on your For You page more,
guy.
Oh, okay, they just randomly cut out. We're gonna try the next, everyone. I have to write 7 pages and I'm crying. Oh, I get that. I wrote in the past like month, I think, I've wrote a 10-page paper, or it ended up being 14 pages. Another 10-page, which was 22 with the appendix, a 5-page, and then another 4-page. That was like in the past like month or so, and that's like with everything else I'm doing in my life. So that I've been really busy the past like month or so. I've been so slow on responding to people. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey Parker, how are you? I'm 23.
What's up? Do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men?
I do.
Why so?
So, a woman's role in the relationship, I think is quite different than the man's role, at least for straight couples. I can't speak on behalf of any sort of, gay or lesbian or transsexual couples, just because I don't have any experience with that. Do you agree with that point, that the separate roles, or do you think as humans we've reached equality?
I think typically speaking, men and women should have the same roles.
The same roles.
And also, you should. The typical term now would just be trans people. Transsexual is an outdated term. Some people will use that term to refer to like the brain sex arguments and stuff like that, but that terminology is typically outdated. We now say like transgender or trans people.
Right, transgender. Sorry,
I'm just letting you know.
Thank you. So yeah, I believe the man's role in the relationship, is more of a protector of the woman, more of a provider for the woman. Whereas the I guess I'm speaking on behalf of more traditional roles. Whereas the woman's role is to make the house and
wait, Max. So descriptively, that's what it's been, or that's what it has been in the past, right? And I don't think it was really I mean, if we actually want to relate to protection, women are more likely to be hurt violently by the people that are closer to them, who are men, rather than actually being protected by them. And I can send you stuff on that if you'd like to see that. So I would say that. So like the notion of protecting is kind of like an ideal that's kind of just talked about like in movies and stuff like that. Statistically speaking, it's less likely to happen. And then I forgot the other point I was making. Sorry, can you restate what you just said again?
Yeah, sorry, you already covered the man being the protector. I was also saying that the man is the provider.
Oh, sorry, roles. So, yeah. So these are descriptively the roles that have existed. But when we're talking about like what should be the roles of men and women, what would be like the relevant difference between men and women to say that they should have a different role in different particular scenarios?
Just because I won't lie, I don't have any credentials to back up my answer here. I'm sure there have been studies, et cetera, et cetera. But I do believe that men and women are happier when they fall into those traditional roles, and there's plenty of outliers and people who have found happiness outside of those roles. But but just sorry, I got distracted what you were doing.
Sorry. Maybe that you've seen people who have liked roles like this is just because people were forced in these roles, and then there are some people that happen to like them. I don't think that it actually tells us that people are happier with these roles, right? Happier is an empirical claim. So unless you have something like a study to go off of, it's hard to make a claim like men are happier because of this. I could make a claim like I am happier because of something. Well, because it relates to my own internal notion. I'm the only one that can confirm that. The data is just going to be based in my own experience, right? But when we're making claims about men and women, we can't really judge that based upon necessarily what happens with us. Right, because that's heavily subject to like selection biases, like our own internal perceptions of things. Like what is best for me is oftentimes not what's best for other people. Right, I do operate differently than other people, so I shouldn't say just because it works for me or just because I've observed it in my life that then it would be true with all men or all women or most women or most men.
Right, but also kind of relating to the prompt, the whole body count situation. That's also something that could be more pertaining to a personal preference, in terms of why should it matter?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, people have preferences of why body count should matter, but my point would be is that you should also apply the standards the same with men and women. I think it's hypocritical to say that it only would matter for women or it would only matter for men. Right? I think either of those wouldn't make much sense. Right.
So in terms of a woman having a high body count, men thinking of her as, disloyal or, disloyal or easy or things of that nature. And then a man having a high body count and somebody might think, he's successful because he's had a lot of ladies. That's just kind of the first thing that might pop into somebody's mind. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it matters.
Yeah, so that's I don't think that's like what the average response would be always, and I also typically speaking not for like people that have thought about this like this, right? Because I think that that's just what a lot of people have been predisposed towards thinking, right? Because of social norms that have been passed down through our patriarchal society, that it's like somehow like sleeping with people is good for men, right? And is it's like a power play, shows dominance, whereas with women it shows like that they've been like negatively impacted or something's been taken from them, right? They're not pure anymore, right? These are notions that are meant to like reinforce these standards of responsibility for women, but not applying those same standards of responsibility to men. That's all it is, right? And that's just been passed down because of, right, different types of systems of power that have existed, right, in the past. So then again, why would you think that it should matter differently? This is just a claim that this is how it has been. Or this is how people would respond right now. That doesn't tell you how you should think people should act then based upon just because people had opinions about this.
Right. So ultimately, I do agree with you that it doesn't matter. People have all sorts of different walks of life that lead them in different directions. And just because you have a high body count doesn't make you less of a person. I do ultimately agree with that.
Oh, okay. Well, I appreciate you coming on. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you as well. Bye.
All right, we're going to go to the next person. Please only send a guest request if you disagree. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. Keep tapping that screen. Let's try to run it up to 1.5 million likes before we do end it today, y'all. We've got another like 27 minutes left on the live or so. 27 minutes left on the live. So if you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio, everyone. I get 100% of the proceeds there, whereas with TikTok, I get like 33%, I think, with subs. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Hello? All right, we're going to get the next person. Everyone, only send a guest request if you disagree. If you like this topic, everyone, make sure to let me know in the comment section or whatnot. We'll probably be doing this one here in the future. All right, it's really not accepting people. Give it a second, everyone. I'm trying to get to someone real quick. By the way, everyone, I do want to say, is there anyone live right now that I should raid? I want to start like raiding more people. Typically I've just like raided like Dean or like people that I know. I want to raid more people to like help them out. And I want to find people to be able to do that with, but it's hard for me to find people that are live like when I'm ending my live. And when not, is Will alive right now? Do you think Will be alive then? I can check 1 second. Yeah, let me know, Athena, because I definitely want to help people out. Because I can send at least like 500 plus people. Camille, I always do debaters. Always do debaters. Oh no, we don't want this. This is racist Hanko. Racist Hanko. Why is that person not blocked? Why are they in the guest box? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
60.
Are you driving?
No, I'm sitting.
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men?
Yeah, on a medical standpoint, yes.
Okay, so what do you mean on a medical standpoint?
It's easier for a woman to contract a disease than a man.
Okay, so if a woman is, by the way, women are less likely to have STDs because they're more likely to use contraception and they're more likely to get tested, right? But if we want to relate to this, specifically, a woman who is using a condom, should they be looked at in a less negative connotation than a man who is not using a condom?
No.
Well, but like, isn't it?
No.
But isn't their risk factor lower?
Well, if a woman's using a condom, that means a man is using a condom too, right?
Okay, so we're talking about two separate couples. There's one couple that's using a condom, and there's one couple that's not using a condom. The couple in which is using a condom, the man, right, is he looked at in a more negative connotation than the woman in the other couple that is using the condom?
He should be.
So he should be looked at in a more negative connotation.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Okay, so whoever is just at a higher risk factor for getting an STD. Okay, so women should engage in sex with other women because it is the case that women are less likely to have STDs than men. So they would reduce their risk factor of getting an STD if they slept with other women.
It depends on the area and the demographics. In my area, that's not true.
What area would that not be true? I'm confused. I don't know how statistics would be different for that.
Well, the statistics are different in different parts of the country.
Well, clearly, I meant like for that. Like, I don't know how you'd know that that's the case. Like, where'd you get that from? That source from?
Well, where I live, I look at the statistics of men versus women that contract different diseases and stuff like that.
Yeah, where'd you find the statistics for that? Where could I find that?
You can find it in our city government. They keep track of that in the health department.
So you went to the health department to find that out?
I called them, and it was on the news. Yeah.
Yeah. What was the numbers? Do you remember?
Significantly, it was like 20% more likely that a woman in my area would contract the disease before the man.
Yeah, but are you talking about when engaging with other women, or when engaging with men?
When engaging with men.
I'm talking about, I'm saying women can reduce their risk factor of getting an STD if they rather, instead of having sex with men, have sex with women. Right? Because women in of itself are less likely to have STDs because they're more likely to test and they're more likely to use contraception.
Well,
so women ought to have sex with other women is your argument, it seems.
On a medical standpoint, yeah, I guess so, but
so you do think women ought to be gay?
On a moral, no, I don't. But on a medical,
well, you just said that it reduces their risk factor. That's better to do, right?
You're turning things around.
Yeah, here's my biggest question, David. Why the hell did you call the health department to ask about STD risks.
I got three
Like that.
daughters.
Oh, okay.
I got
So-
3 daughters, and I live in a high risk area.
Oh, okay.
I really do.
Okay.
I live in Texas, and the town that I live in is a college town, and it is very, very high in STDs
Okay.
because it's a college town.
Do you have a son?
I do not.
Okay. Would you care about it if you had a son too?
I definitely would. Yes, I would.
Okay. I'm just seeing. So David, wait. Here's my question. Why should it matter more for women compared to men? You're saying because they have a higher risk factor? That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Across the board, they do have a higher risk factor because it
As
is
it
an
relates to
open
getting
wound.
STDs?
Because it is an open wound.
What's an open wound?
The vagina is an open wound.
What?
It is. I mean, it's open.
What is a wound?
Well, you know what I'm talking about. It's straight to the blood system.
It's definitely, I promise you, the vagina is not an open wound. I've never heard that one before. It is a wound. Hey man,
It is an open.
No, it's not. Here, let me tell you what the definition of a wound is. A wound, open wound. Let's look up what an open wound is. Yo, Cherry Berry, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. Open wound definition: injury that involves a break in the skin and leave the internal tissue exposed.
Well, the internals are exposed.
But it's not an injury.
Goes straight to the blood system, buddy. I'm sorry.
David, it's not an injury.
It goes straight to the body's blood system. So that makes it a higher risk.
It's not an injury. Is my mouth an open wound?
It can be if it's got a cut.
No, without. Okay, so the vagina without a cut, is it an open wound?
Yes.
How? What?
Because it goes straight to the blood system. Passes
what
into
blood
the
system?
cervix. Into the cervix.
So if something goes directly into the, but like it has to be an injury, man.
No, it don't. They have.
Yeah, it does. That's by
No,
definition.
They have periods in close to their
Thank you so much.
period,
Appreciate it.
close to their periods, and not long after their periods.
Okay, if I cough
It's
up
a
blood,
straight- it's a
if I
straight-
cough up blood, is my mouth an open wound?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
If my nose starts bleeding, is it an open wound? Actually, I guess the bleeding part is an open wound. Yeah.
It sure is. And the same thing, if your mouth
But the
starts
nose
bleeding.
the nose in of itself is an open wound. Like the nostril.
Oh, now you're. If it's not bleeding, it's not an open wound. But if it's bleeding, it's an open wound.
Okay, wait. So the vagina is not bleeding, therefore it's not an open wound.
But there's still factors in there. It's still
Is the eye an open wound?
It can be, because that's a direct access to the.
Is my eye an open wound right now?
If you take your eyeball out, yeah, it would be.
Without taking it out, like right now.
Yeah, because there's a
Yeah.
there's a canal that's just direct access to the back of your eyeball.
Okay, I mean, if you say my eye is an open wound, I guess, but like I don't think my eye is an open wound, man.
Well, we can agree to disagree. Thanks for
All right.
calling me. Thanks for calling me up.
No, okay. All right.
Last time you called me up, I kind of sounded like a fool. It was on that debate you had on the Constitution or something like that, or
the Constitution.
Yeah, Yeah, I opened my mouth up when I shouldn't have.
I don't think that was me.
No,
'Cause
it's you.
I don't remember talking. What was the topic behind me?
Man, I can't remember. It was like 3 weeks ago.
Because I don't remember talking about the Constitution.
Well, I
Trump?
popped
Was
off.
they talking about Trump?
Yeah, it was a Trump thing. It was.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, for sure. Well, I appreciate you coming up.
You bet.
Over time, hopefully that will change. It'll change. But yeah, everyone, we got another I think 15 minutes, 16 minutes of the live. We got 2 more people left. We're probably gonna raid Will. When we do, we'll probably raid Will. But if you want to debate everyone, make sure to send a guest request. Right now, if I didn't get to you, I will try to get to you another time. You can send a guest request then. If you do come on when I first come on, like around 1-2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, almost daily, you will be more likely to be able to be accepted right away. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Baby was having bad dreams.
Okay, we're into the next individual. Only send a guest request if you disagree, y'all. We are just looking for some debates, everyone. We are just looking for some debates. What movie you watching? I'm not watching any movie right now. Oh, I don't remember. I mean later? I don't know, actually. To be completely honest with you, I have no clue. I honestly, my girlfriend just picks, they just pick movies and then I just go to them. And it's I just show up, you know? I just show up. Surprise movie, that's what it is. J Money sent a request, but I didn't accept her chat. I didn't accept her, don't worry. She didn't join in. J Money was not happy with Dean yesterday. Did y'all see that, everyone? J Money was not having fun with Dean. I joined in the live to go say hi, and she left immediately because she was not liking Dean at all. Dean mispronounced her name, I think. Yeah. Yeah, she hated Dean. But she was apparently saying that we're super good friends or something. I've never heard this. I haven't interacted with her off the stream, so I don't even know. Some people just do that. They just say we're super close or something like that. I've never talked to them at all. I'm what's going on? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, what's going on, bro? I'm 21, just turned.
For sure. Do you think that a high body count should matter for women but not for men?
I think it should matter for both, realistically, but more for women because there's an emotion attached to it. You know what I mean? There's guys will go around and, you know what I'm saying, fuck anything that walks because that's what they want to do. But when girls, try to partake in intercourse, it's due to emotion and they have to feel something for it. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I'll ask you a question about this. If a woman has no emotional attachment when she engages in intercourse, does her body count not matter?
It still matter. It matters both ways, in general.
Does her body count matter more than a man, even though she had no emotion when she engaged in intercourse with them?
I agree with that question, or I like the way you phrase that question, but I kind of disagree with it because I just don't think that there's women that just have sex without trying to get without being emotionally attached.
I promise you, there are women in the chat right now that have done that.
I mean, there had to have been some type of drugs or alcohol involved.
No.
I mean, it just doesn't make sense because girls during intercourse obviously show that they want it, but if they aren't emotionally attached at all, whatsoever, then you as a dude, the signs, it's not gonna be you know what I'm saying, wet in there and all that shit.
Do you understand the difference between emotional connection and sexual arousal?
Explain sexual arousal. But girls don't have that.
Okay, well, I just thought you meant it in a basic terms. I was just trying to do that just for a joke. But no, explain sexual arousal. We're talking just someone that we would relate to as attractive, right? Do you want me to bring someone up right now that is someone who is a woman?
Sure, why not?
Oh, okay. For sure. Yeah, what's up, Athena?
Oh, you let me up. No, I wanted to talk to Ian. Because what makes you think that women need to be emotionally attached to somebody in order to sleep with them?
I'm going to be honest. You just said "per" before you started talking, but regardless, let's just dismiss that, okay?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong
It's
with
fine.
that?
It's fine. It's fine. So say the question again.
Okay, so you said, women need to be emotionally attached before they have sex. What makes you say that?
Because that's just the truth. I mean, unless they're on drugs, drunk, or like there's just like men fill a void by having sex. Women don't. Like women would rather have another man hold their hand or give them a hug or take them out to, like just simple things like that. Men
Are
will
you
fill the
trying to
void.
mansplain what it means to be a woman to me, a woman?
Well, I was raised around women. You know what I mean? I have a sister.
You're still not a woman though. So like, why are you speaking for women when I can tell you that as a woman, specifically, I know a lot of women who simply hook up or have sex without any emotional attachment, and they're
You
not
don't-
drunk or not on drugs.
That's a problem. You don't see a problem in that?
I think that's subjective. I personally don't see a problem with that, but you just said women don't do that when they clearly do, when we clearly do.
We can agree to disagree. I mean, I just don't think that for the simple
How are you
fact
going
that
to say
women.
agree to disagree when I'm literally a woman telling you that?
But you also don't have your camera on. Like nobody knows what you look like. You would literally.
What do you
probably
mean?
just
I
smack
know
them in the lungs.
Athena. I know Athena.
Okay. It's
Wait, hold on. First of all, thank you very much for the gifts. I appreciate y'all. Wait, what does what I look like have to do with anything?
because if you don't get it, then you're gonna want to. Oh my god! I don't want to be rude. But if you don't get it, you're
what?
gonna do.
I mean, that's not relevant at all. But also, like Parker knows what I look like, so I don't understand what you're talking
Parker,
about.
real quick.
Oh my god, I'm not going to answer any question you ask me
You're
right
not,
now.
like,
Do you
I'm
not
not
agree
answering
with
it.
the
I'm
fact
not
that
answering any
women-
question right now.
with that women do not have sex unless there's emotional attachment.
No, I
to
do
the
not
man.
think
So
that
you're
women only have sex in the
ignoring
context of emotional
woman
connection.
and asking Parker what women
Yeah,
do?
seriously,
You're
though,
ignoring
like-
the woman in the chat. Are you okay?
I don't, Listen, it's 2023. I don't know what you identify as. Let's just be honest.
I just said I'm a woman. You're literally like unraveling right now. You're not making sense at all. You realize that, right?
No. I'm making sense because what I'm
No,
saying.
you're not making sense. Because if I say I'm a woman and my pronouns are she, her, then I identify as a woman, hence why I'm saying I'm a woman. What are you saying?
But initially you said, okay, let's get back to the point. Initially you said that your friends, right? You know a bunch of your friends that
I
do
know
that
a
with.
lot of friends, exactly, yes.
That's okay. That's just awesome, I guess. Yeah, great. Anyways,
No,
you
I'm
said that you-
saying as a woman myself, including all the women friends that I have, a lot of times women can be intimate without necessarily being emotionally attached to somebody.
So what do you think is worse? A guy having 50 bodies or a girl having 50 bodies?
I mean, if you ask me, I don't like ran through men. so.
He got removed for community guidelines.
I was just gonna say I don't like ran through men, so like men with a lot of mileage on them. Like I always say this, but like every time you sharpen a pencil, it gets shorter. So fellas, like,
Exactly.
you really need to be careful about that. Exactly.
Exactly.
No, but on a serious note, I don't necessarily care about body count as long as you stay safe and as long as you don't cheat. So yeah.
W. I appreciate it, Athena, of course.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop. Thank you. Bye.
Peace out. Thank you so much, Bone. I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much, Drew. I appreciate the subscription as well. Thank y'all so much, everyone. We're going to keep going, everyone. Tap that screen. Let's run it up to 1.5 million before we do end it today. I might be able to get like one more person before we do end it tonight. If you disagree, send a guest request right now. Let's go into the next individual real quick, everyone. If you want to support me, Venmo, Cash App in the bio, everyone as well. If you want to have access to the sub-only chat right now, subscribe if you haven't already. I turn that on every single day for like the last hour or so. And it's just like you can actually like interact in the stream. The chat's not like too fast. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
What's your birth year?
07, 03, 2005.
Okay, for sure. Do you think that high body count should matter for women but not for men?
I think it could go both ways, but I think that women are, how would I put this? It's harder for men to seek sexual intercourse than women.
It's harder to what?
It's harder for men to seek sexual intercourse than
to
women.
engage. Okay, so like, do you believe that there are particular men that like would have more opportunities than the average woman?
Yeah, like people that are guys that are in college. How do I put this? In sororities.
Fraternities. So sure, I guess. So like let's say that do you think that there are body counts at the same rate as like someone who's an average woman? Do you think that they should be looked at in the same connotation?
Could you repeat that one more time?
Yeah, yo, Guinness, thank you so much. I appreciate the 10 subscriptions. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Let's give a particular individual, Vinny Hacker, right? Millions of followers. He has more opportunities than the average woman. If he has the same body count as the average woman, should he be looked at in a more negative connotation for having the same body count?
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd say so.
Okay, so it's solely based upon opportunities. Okay, if we talk about particularly, let's say, men that are more attractive than other men, right, or have more opportunities, right? Should they be looked at in a more negative connotation for the same body count as another man who is considerably less attractive? Cameron, thank you for the $1. I appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, I would like to think that
Abs, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it.
I would like to think that men that are much more attractive would tend to have a higher body count, but I don't think I don't have any studies that would prove that.
At the same body count, right?
At the same
you
body
think
count.
that a person who's considerably more attractive because they would have more opportunities, do you think that they should be looked at in a more negative connotation for the same body count as an average man?
I'll say yes.
They should be looked at in a more negative connotation.
Yeah, because I would say, this is gonna sound wrong, but like say a person who is highly attractive.
Yes, thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. Thank you.
He has the opportunity to have sexual intercourse, but doesn't take it. While you have people who are less attractive, but want to seek sexual intercourse. It's like they have the opportunity, but they don't take it. So it's kind of selfish. But at the same time, some people just decide not to have sexual intercourse because they don't feel like it.
I don't know what your point was with that.
Because you were saying that if people, like a person who is more attractive than you, than the average person, has the same body count as you asked if they should be
should be looked at in a more negative connotation because they have more opportunities.
And I said that they should, because if they have more opportunities, then it would be like selfish of them than someone who is not attractive but wants to have the same opportunities.
Because it would be selfish? Wait, I'm so confused.
Yeah, because like let's put it into this perspective. Like we have a popular person like who's in a fraternity. Fraternity, is that correct for guys?
Sure, yeah.
Like say they want you have the same body count as a normal or nerd person, someone who just like focuses in college. And hold up, I'm stuttering right here. Now that I'm thinking of it, I would say it isn't like it doesn't let me take back what I said.
Yeah, so what do you think now?
That they don't. It doesn't. I wouldn't see them in a negative connotation.
Who?
Either person. You said the more attractive person. I don't see him in a negative.
Oh, okay. So then again, having a greater level of opportunities doesn't mean that you think it's worse, right, for them. So yeah, I appreciate the subscription. Thank you so much. So just having more opportunities doesn't mean that it matters more for women.
And you're putting that. Hold up.
Yeah, you said it just because it matters, or there are more opportunities for attractive men comparative to less attractive men, right? That doesn't mean that they should be looked at in a more negative connotation for the same body count. So you're not saying
I
that
get what
then
you're saying.
that because women have more opportunities, that means that they should be looked at in a more negative connotation for the same body count as a man.
That's true. That's true. I agree with you. I have my way of thinking, and you use that way to. I got you, bro. Thank you. You got me. You got me.
Sure. So like, why do you hold to the view then?
I don't know. I feel like it. I don't know. You like the way that you put it makes sense for like to contradict what I said, but it's just the way that, like if you want to go into like the sex work if you go into like pornography, you would see that there are more women than men, solely based on that there is I would say more attractive women than guys, and also that the population of women outsees the population of men. I don't know if that would have anything to do with it, but that's just my
I don't think the population would have much of an impact. But the other one, what was the first one you said?
I said that the amount of women in the porn scenes or like industry. Okay, that's the correct word. In the porn industry, far outsees the number of men.
Well, that's because there's a higher demand from men, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were trying to make the claim that, women are more beautiful than men. I just think that's subjective.
Yeah, you can put it like that. It's
I
just the
agree
way
with
I see
you,
things.
but it's because I'm straight.
Yeah, same here. That's
you know
what
what
I'm
I
saying.
mean?
Like that's the way I see
But
things.
I think it might be different for different people based upon their attractions.
Yeah, like if you could that makes sense. Like if more people were to see men attractive, then it would be the other way around.
They might see it that way. Like you could understand that, right?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but
It's just I feel like right now in the state of the world, a lot of things are changing on what we see people attractive. And back then, well, not back then. There are more people who tend to side with ideologies other than the ideologies of the 21st century. So like, for example, more people are straight, and then people that are turning to LGBTQ plus. So that's why I think that women are perceived to have less. Women are seen in a negative way because more people see women attractive.
Well, I don't. What do you? I'm so confused. Can you just restate that? I'm lost. Actually, I'm
okay,
sorry.
Hold on. Yeah, I got you. I'm losing myself, but hold up. So basically, what I was trying to say is that, as we know, a lot of people are turning LGBTQ.
No one's turning gay. Like people just are gay and they're coming out as gay.
Okay. Yeah. We can put it like that as well.
Put it like that. No, that's what's happening.
It has been more open. It has been more open.
Yeah, people are more open that they're gay.
People are more open right now to see the same gender as they are, more attractive, or they're attracted to the same gender as they are. But I feel that women right now, or in the past, have been seen as hold up, I'm losing myself.
Yeah, you might want to end it here, man. I do actually have to get going here. If you'd like to come on another time, I'll have the conversation with you, of course.
Have a good day. Have a good night.
All right, have a good day, man. All right. I'm gonna get off, everyone. I gotta get off for tonight. We're gonna send everyone over to Will's live. I do appreciate everyone who did come on today, everyone. That was absolutely amazing day so far. Absolutely amazing day. If you like my content, oh my gosh, if you like my content, follow me. If you have not already, everyone, I go live literally every single day. So if you're here right now and you're still sticking around, right, I definitely recommend following. It's completely free. It's completely free. Always, everyone, you can support me through Venmo and Cash App in the bio. I do appreciate everyone who does do that. I still can't get any gifts here on TikTok. I can get gifts through subs. That's it. I'm still trying to fix that, but I'll try, everyone. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate everyone. Everyone go to Will's Backup, spam Parker Raid, spam love from Parker. Everyone go to Will's Backup, spam Parker Raid, spam love from Parker. Everyone, again, look up Will's Backup with a Z and spam Parker Raid, spam love from Parker, everyone. Have a great night, everyone. Peace out, y'all. Love y'all so much. Have a good night, everyone.